Going live.
Hi there everyone, welcome back to The Loft here with Weird. Me, Jennifer Kirk, it's great to see you all. And this is the Jenny Monday Club, the usual show. We've had quite an action-packed weekend, have we not? We had our virtual expo on Saturday in honour of the fact that Alexandra Palace got cancelled. So we tried to bring a whole load of retailers, manufacturers in and kind of get a sense of what it would be like to walk around the show and to chat with some of the retailers or suppliers. And they seemed to go down really well. Pretty glad that all you guys enjoyed that. And then on Sunday we had another one of our virtual model railway exhibitions. It was great to see a whole load of your model railways. Really great to see those. Thank you for sharing those with us. And I'm waiting for the cupboard monkey to hand me my phone back because it's the only way I can actually read comments. I can see them scrolling on a screen over there, but there's not a chance that I'm going to be able to read those. So let's have a look at. Oh my word, you have been very busy. Now, one thing I'll have to say: long-time listener to the show, Z Mark Anthony, has given me permission to share a GoFundMe link, and the reason for this is because Z Mark Anthony lives in New York in America and has been laid off because of coronavirus, and he started a GoFundMe in order to pay for basic necessities like food. So I've offered to share that link. So I did post it earlier on in the let me just
I've got it, sorry.
you got it. So the Cupboard Monkey is going to repost that. So I promised that I would repost that link. It's for a GoFundMe page. And this is simply so that Z Mark Anthony, a long-time viewer of the show, is able to buy such basics as food. So just putting that out there for you. And I'm glad that I've been able to hopefully help in some small way. But today we've got a few news items coming up as well. As you can imagine, it's all linked with coronavirus. In fact, I don't want to put that there because I've got comments. Let's have a look through the comments. Paul Higgins says hi. Elton Loveridge, evening to you. Josh's Train Room, hey everyone, hey to you. Burke, evening. It's like, feed me, Burke. Richard Swiderski, here we go again. I hope Jenny and Zoe are feeling better today. It's up and down, to be honest with you. Fine until you start moving. I was absolutely wrecked after last night's show, it must be said.
You were. I was scared about it, to be honest with you, the way you went. I've been alright most of the day, and then the last half hour, it's just really hit me again.
Yeah, it comes and goes in waves, it has to be said. And actually, I'm feeling quite warm up here, so I'm going to see about turning the fan on.
Yay!
Yeah, it's one of my many fans blowing air at me.
Go Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny.
Go Jenny. Right, anyway.
Right, I'm off ski, I'm going to go on there.
Yeah, you're going to get lost, are
I'm going to go and fall asleep in front of the telly.
Okay.
I didn't touch anything.
Yeah, that is very peculiar.
Wasn't my fault, I didn't touch anything.
Yeah, I must admit,
I've
been running this all day without an issue. Within, 2 minutes of starting, it's made a mess of itself.
You really need to put that reset button in a better place.
Yes, Zoe, yes I do. So, I can't believe it. Running perfectly all day, and then yes, it's done its thing. Right, evening to everybody. We've got Skipsy Trains, Elton Loveridge, Mike O'Brien, 57305 Northern Princess.
Do you need anything before I head off?
I'm good, thank you, Cupboard Monkey.
Bye.
Melchester Model Railway, Piccadilly Model Railway by John Warner. A big hello to you. Mark Jakes, good morning from Seattle. Otis JB, hello. Chris Whittingham, FMR Station House. Ham Shackleton, Paul Higgins, Adams Railway, Leslie Gilpin. Says, hi Jenny, Zoe, and whoever is secreted in Kirk. No, Les is not here. We had to let him go because he went into self-isolation away from the model making dungeon. So hopefully he's doing all right. Although Les has had to close his shop. Given the circumstances, it was going to come sooner rather than later. But it is Les's primary source of income. So one of the things I would say is if you head on over to Friends of Not Lobia, the Facebook group, and if any of Les's dioramas that he's been making take your fancy, then it's another area you can help Les out by getting one of those, picking one of those up and treating yourself and helping him out. Big hello, Deltic Junction James. Hi to George. Hi to Dragon Junction. Hi to Mark Stanways. Hi to Jamie Smith. Hi to Otis JB, who says lovely, lovely tank train, Jen. Thank you very much. I thought we'd have a little bit of a change to some degree of what was going around. So I've got a tanker train trundling around for a change. Ham Shackleton says Hattons have closed their doors to visitors, mail order only. Right, yes, I've got some news on that subject. Hattons have announced in the last couple of hours that they are anticipating shutting down the mail order business too from Thursday the 26th, which is this Thursday. I've tried to get that clarified. I've spoken to a member of staff at Hattons, and it appears that this may be a contingency planning. So effectively, they're saying we are prepared to be able to do this if the government announces further restrictions, looking at possibly being a restriction for 5 to 6 weeks. But I think it's a rolling thing, so it may not happen depending on announcements from the government, and that's what they're going to be guided by. I've spoken to Rails of Sheffield, and they say that they have no immediate plans to shut down the mail order side of the business, but they do envisage that they may have to shut the shop side of proceedings. I know that Hattons have already shut the shop side of things. The actual trade counter shut, if not last week, then the week before. Big hello to Lee Wade, King Fox Junction, Josh's Train Room, Melchester Model Railway, Canadian Rail fan, hi to you. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, Mark Wilson, alright, mid-ucks. Gamehammer Classic Gaming is just sharing that GoFundMe link, like I said before, for Zedmark Anthony, who has been laid off in New York, struggling to buy basics such as food. So I did promise that I would share that link and help him out a little bit. Big hello to Flymo Chairman 1, Kent Train Fan, the Growler Blackwood N-Gauge Layout, Jonathan Wilson. We have got a lot of people in the chat rooms, 114 already. Don't forget to like this video, share it too. Let other people know that we are live at the moment. Get the word out there, because in these times of isolation, this is the least that we can do. We can get together, we can hang out, and we can talk trains and chat, and just generally keep that community spirit going. And I think it's something I've been trying to do all weekend with these live streams. So let people know that we are live and we're here to chat trains. Also, if you haven't already done so, do subscribe to the channel and you'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. And we've got a steady stream of stuff. We're trying to keep up the regular production of videos as well on top of these extra live streams. So, of course, Jenny Monday Club, we have been going strong for quite some time now, actually. I lose track of how long we've been doing the Jenny Monday Club. Certainly, I think it may be coming up to a year. I must look up when the anniversary is. Jonathan Wilson says, hi from work. New Mills Model Railway, good evening. Bob Patterson, hello. J94, good to see you. Ian Ryan, Chris Whittingham, Josh's Train Room. Combat Bunny, hi to you. Peter Carson, FMR Station House. Charlie Grinnell, Ian Ryan. Canadian Rail fan says, sorry to say bad news, but in Brighton there are thousands of soldiers in a park called Stammer Park. Yeah, there's a lot of wallies going out, and it's like they haven't quite cottoned on to the fact that the longer they don't self-isolate, the longer the rest of us have to isolate for. Really, come on, people, we've got to all do our little bit, and that involves don't buy up all the bog roll, and don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary. So we've got these social gatherings here on YouTube. I know I'm not the only person doing these. There's quite a few other channels doing them as well. We're all pulling together in this time of self-isolation need to keep up the spirits of the community. Melchester Model Railway says, Zoe said on Saturday she had the virus. Is she okay now? It comes and goes. Zoe thinks she's all right, and then as soon as she starts moving around, very fatigued. These are very different symptoms to what like the media portrays, like the worst of the coronavirus, where people end up in hospital. unable to breathe. That is out there, but there appears to be other symptoms as well, milder symptoms. Most people get very mild symptoms. So, even if you do get it, it's not the end of the world. You just have to isolate and stay safe. So Zoe has lupus, which means that she's in the at-risk category. So she does have to be quite careful. It may well end up that all she's got is one of the winter bugs that are still doing the rounds as well. Let us not forget that. Ham Shelton says, be careful when you lean back like that, Jen. That short skirt is a bit revealing. I've got my legs pushed very much together. But yeah, it's not a great chair to be wearing a skirt, it has to be said. But there we go. McBenman1, hi to you. Norbert Roll, good evening to you. From Germany, aha, we have the Germans in as well. And I know you've gone into incredibly tight lockdown. I've got a few friends who live in Berlin actually. And they're saying that it's you can't have groups of more than 2 people. I think it may even have tightened up more than that as well. If they're not sort of close life partners or something like that, then they're telling you to steer clear of things. So I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope you've all got enough bog roll as well, because there's people being out. People got spare bedrooms full of bog roll. Do they honestly not have an understanding of how much bog roll the average person uses? Oh, anyway, Dundee Road, great to see you. Long time no see. And how's it going? I've not seen any of your videos for a while. Dragon Junction, hi to you. Let's have a look through. Norbert Ross says, hope all is safe. Okay and safe. Certainly yes. Just keep safe, and we can keep sanity by hanging out in these virtual evenings together. Paul Hinder, evening to you. Tony Wright, evening to you. Warrington Train Spotter, hi to you. Jamie Smith asks, what is your beverage of choice tonight? We have got, I did get put right on the pronunciation, but is it Tsingtao or something like Tsingtao? I did think I'd worked out how to pronounce that. It's a premium Chinese lager, which I do like. I think we've got bottle sweat. It's get little beads of perspiration on the outside. Ronald Morritt, hi Jenny, from Ron at Willenhall Parkway. Big hi to you. Flymo Chairman 1, maybe whiskey later. Actually, I've got a cheeky Penderyn Welsh whiskey. I've got the Legend, which is really actually quite nice. I got a bottle of that just before the enforced self-isolation kicked in, so we do have that for medicinal purposes, of course, you understand. Ed Toll, evening to you. Will Watson, hi to you. Network Noobs, hello Auntie Jenny, it's Zach. Hello Zach, that's my little nephew Zach. Great to see you too. Let's have a look. Piccadilly Model Railway by John Warner. Bish Bosh Bosh Boosh. Lee Wade, hi, I'm thinking of switching to DCC. Any tips? One tip I would give is wire up all your points as if they were electrofrog points. One of the issues that I've had up here is where I've used Insul frog points and treated them as Insul frog points. The trouble is that DCC is a little bit less forgiving of momentary shorts when locos pass across. Wiring them up as if they're electrofrog removes that issue, but as you saw just after we started the stream, one of the trains randomly shorted out the system, and it did that on an Insul frog point, which hadn't been wired as anything other than Insul frog. So there's my top tip to you.
Guys, for those of you who are complaining that it looks like Jen's top of her head is off, I'll move the camera for you, don't worry.
Oh, just, move it up and
No.
Oh, interesting.
There you go.
How did you manage to do that?
This particular scene I had set up so that you could see more of the trains at the back by moving you.
Right, okay.
Just made it smaller, but if you're sitting there and the back of your head's off, then, well, top of your head, then I'll move it back to where it was.
I hadn't noticed myself. I'll be honest, I'm not really looking at that picture that much, has to be said, but anyway, let's...
Oh, now you just move it to...
Yeah, there we go. Boom!
Would you like a blanket?
A blanket? I'm not cold.
Fair enough. Just you look a little bit chilly.
I've got the sweats, but I'm actually red hot, and I've got my little fan down here to sort of just carefully blow a bit of wind at me. You may pick up through the microphone a little bit of the hum from the fan, but I'm really sorry about that, but tough.
You need it. You've got the sweats.
Yeah.
Right.
J94. Okay, no problem. You take care now, Cupboard Monkey.
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah.
Where do you want me to take this cat?
Take this what?
Where do you want me to take this cat? You asked me to take care.
I think you need to take it away very quickly.
Okay, bye.
Barnabas Junction, hi to you. Apparently there's a serious statement at 8:30. So we're going to... Cupboard Monkey, if you can let me know what Boris says.
Alright.
But yeah, Barnabas Junction, I suspect they're going to announce a more severe lockdown because of irresponsible people who have been ignoring the advice. So basically they ruin it for the rest of us. New Mills Model Railway says tickle that like button with a feather duster. Actually, smash that like button and share the stream too. Let other people know that we're live and we're here for the community to hang out, chat and socialise in the absence of being able to do this in person or at model rail exhibitions or even at model railway clubs. I'm guessing they've all wound down as well. Certainly preserved lines as well and museums have all been shutting their doors. So this is the best opportunity we have. And every time I look at the screen, all the trains are somewhere else on the layout. Oh, actually, I think there's a couple about to come into shot. So, come on. John Gondel, hi Jenny, first time on your live chat from the Piney Woods of East Texas. A big hello to you. Great to have you on the stream. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and also tickle that like button. But great to have you along. I feel really honoured that you've chosen to spend well, it's Monday night for me. I'm not sure what time it would be in East Texas, but we're currently at about approximately 7:15 here. So I'm not sure what the time difference is. Yeah, Dragon Junction said North Wales was full up over the weekend. I believe the Lake District was as well, the Yorkshire Dales, a lot of coastal resorts. It was just silly. Mark Holt, Cobra meeting still on, not a press conference today. Prime Ministerial statement, different thing. Hi all, stay safe. Bob Patterson says hello to all Monday clubbers. Train. Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm up to the point where people say your camera is dropping or you've lost the top of your head. Peter Taylor says, hi guys, I've closed my little gallery stroke shop, stay safe. Yeah, as I was saying at the beginning, Les Cliff as well, who owns and runs Frame Around in Bolton, picture framing business. He's also had to shut his doors and we shared the GoFundMe for Zed Mark Anthony, who's in New York, who's also been laid off, trying to raise money simply to buy essential foods as well. So I've shared that as well. So if you're feeling very, very generous, do go and check out and help these people. Les Cliff is currently making and selling dioramas, scenery dioramas that you can incorporate into your model railways. I've got one that he gave me incorporated into Weir Yard, which if I change camera angles, you're going to have to look just behind. Oh, actually, no. Where is the tree? You're going to see... if you look for the tunnel mouths, the one on the right, just next to that, is a wire mesh tree with sheep around the bottom. That's one of his dioramas that's been incorporated into the layout. So he's selling them on his Facebook page, Friends Who Like Notlobia, spelled Notlobia. So if you want a scenic masterpiece for your own layout and you want to help out Les Cliff, then do go and check him out. But Ham Shackleton says, Missy the cat was sitting on my knee watching the trains going round. Cats do that if given half the chance, and when you turn an eye and they think you're not watching, cats like to go and bat things as well. Mark Holt, Hatton say they think all deliveries of stock will cease from Thursday onwards across the UK. Yeah, as I said earlier on, I have spoken with somebody from Hatton's trying to get some clarification on this. What they said is that there is no current edict, but they're expecting that there may well be an edict. So this could be a rolling thing, but they want a plan B. They want to be set up and be ready for it when it happens. And effectively, I think their main intention is they want to have cleared the decks and got everything that people have ordered in advance of that deadline out the door so that at least it gets delivered and you're not waiting 5 to 6 weeks, which is a really great idea actually from Hatton's. So if there is something that you want to order, mail order from Hatton's, and they're currently saying they're working to a 24-hour turnaround, but get your order in now, because Thursday the 26th of March is they're currently planning as that being possibly at the point they will have to shut down their mail order. I understand that that is to be guided by government advice. It may not happen, but if you assume that that's going to happen, then you won't end up being disappointed. So just getting that out there. Fat Wallet Boy 2, I think I work in one of the UK's last offices where management have yet to let us work from home. Crazy. I'll be honest, when I was in work last week, there's nobody working from home as far as I can tell. So it'll be interesting when I go back on Wednesday to see what happens there. Otis JB, Jenny, would you consider a single or double platform station where the camera's pointing, i.e. your yard? It seems like a lovely spot for one, and you could always put up cassette shelves under the layout. Well, there's actually, I think you're talking about, let's just change the camera angles. I suspect you're talking about this angle. I did think about it, but no. I had a station in Trinity Road. We showed some video footage and certainly some pictures of it in the Sunday virtual model railway exhibition. The layout is no more, but I got stations out of my system. I had a 5-platform station, Bolton Trinity Road, with a big station building, which is actually up here. It's been repurposed as the military establishment. But I had 4 through platforms and 1 bay platform in that. It was a junction station, loosely modelled on Bolton Trinity Street Station, but in about 1979, 1980. So I wanted to do a big freight yard with this, so that's the route I've gone. My next project, if I'm able to, I would love to build a model of Kirby Stephen East Station. Is it East? It's the one that's on the Stainmore line. Is that Kirby Stephen East or West? I think it's Kirby Stephen East. That station and junction area from sort of like, is it Pencrith Bridge through to just beyond where the lines split. I would love to model that station on the North Eastern Railway system. Apparently people have been buying freezers just to stick in their spare rooms, garages and fill them with food, says Ian Wright. Yeah, I've heard this as well. Apparently, if you actually need a freezer, like say yours has picked this week as being, oh, it's been a great week to expire, you can't get, they're sold out of freezers everywhere. Would you believe it? And yet people are just filling them with stuff. When I've been out to the shops, there's been no meat, no vegetables, fresh variety, frozen foods low. Bread products hard to find. Milk and eggs are getting tricky. Bog roll, forget it. But not just bog roll. We're talking kitchen rolls gone missing, Kleenexes, tissues, all that kind of stuff. Tinned food and soups, all gone. Breakfast cereals as well. Stuff like bags of porridge oats, gone. It's just unreal. Some people must be sitting on thousands of pounds worth of stuff. Burke says, I'm also at risk as on immunosuppressants because of a heart transplant and a kidney transplant, already going bonkers, stuck at home. I can completely understand, and I have every sympathy for people who are stuck at home. It's one of the reasons that I've tried to be doing these live streams every day I can, and we may yet do a special live stream tomorrow evening as well, just to try and keep this social aspect going for people who are stuck in isolation. Just like for the community, so you can all chat to each other as well in the chat room, but also get a little bit of vitamin train going on as well. I think it's immensely important, and you know, I'm stuck here with Weir Yard. I can just play with Weir Yard, and even I'm getting cabin fever, unable to go out. And you know, it's been lovely weather here today, and all I wanted to do was go out for a walk, and I thought, no, I can't do that because the responsible thing is to self-isolate. And it really does give you a sense of cabin fever. So you have my utmost sympathy. So I just hope that the live stream is a help to you. We're going to try and do something. Maybe come back tomorrow. I'll decide by the end of this stream and we'll let you know. But then we're also having the virtual model railway exhibition on Sunday. If you have YouTube videos that you're prepared to share of your own model railway, now it's important, they've got to be videos of your own model railway, then send them in a message to my Facebook page. Don't search out the personal page, the one that I use to speak to my mum, because it gets lost in transmission because it's like quite private and locked down. You're looking for the Jennifer Kirk Facebook page, which is like you can follow it rather than friending it. It's that one, and where I post the announcements for the live streams and videos. Send a message to that page with the URL, and we will do another virtual model railway exhibition next Sunday for your layouts. I think it's, in the absence of model rail exhibitions, it's something that I think will go down pretty well. Flymo Chairman 1, I just got used to buying bog roll again late last year because I'd got a deal for a bale at Costco. Where are they now? I know that feeling, actually. First time I went to Costco, it was like, oh my god, look, you can buy a bale of bog roll. And we were using it for months afterwards. I made the mistake of buying a 10-kilo bag of rice there as well. We were still eating it 6 years later. Stockton Junction. I wonder how this will affect the Hornby products I pre-ordered, then not due for release until end of year as it was. I think the ones at the end of the year you might be all right, but certainly anything that was expected over this summer, we're pretty much not going to see it. I did see a mention that the Hornby, I think it's R3810, which is the main range Stephenson's rocket, which was delayed. We were expecting that several weeks ago. It's been delayed. I'm told that they are now arriving in 3 different batches. Excuse me, and I don't know about other retailers, but Rails of Sheffield have said that in the interests of fairness, they're going to wait until they've got all of their allocation before they start sending them out, so they're not playing favourites with people. Although I may try and ask and say, well, could you send mine out so I can review it? But if he says no, we've got like one rule for everybody, then I will have to respect that. But that's what's happening with those, and I think it's a case of they were made, loaded and ready in a container. It's just simply been a case of they've been delayed in transit, but they are actually made. Norman Rose says, oh my, Chinese lager. Yeah, but the brewing process sterilizes, and anyway, it's come from Tsingtao, not Wuhan. Although it says, win a trip for 2 to China. I'll be honest with you, look, I would, if I won a trip for 2 to China, I would go. I'd take precautions, but a lot of the precautions are things that actually we're supposed to do anyway, like washing your hands and stuff, like hygiene type stuff. And I think we'll all be more wary of people who cough and splutter all over you on the train, sort of thing. Ian Ryan says, just call it doing Dong Jenny. You'll be anywhere after 4 or 5 of them. No, I'm on a 1 bottle limit, I think. Flymo Chairman says, ooh, Penderin, very nice. It certainly is. I'm well behind on the comments here, I have to say. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to keep up. Hi to Aiden's Railways. Melchester Model Railway says, can't buy eggs or webcams, bizarrely. Now, that's interesting. It does make sense. I think a lot of people have been buying up stuff from the likes of Amazon and that will include webcams. And I can only think that we were quite lucky in buying the webcams that we've got when we did. We do still have one in transit. It's not turned up and it may well be lost in the post or something. But we currently have a 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 up here, but I think a lot of people are buying them to simply be able to Skype and do that kind of thing, or FaceTime with members of their family. So that may be why webcams have been a particularly big seller. Bish Bash Bosh. Colin Wykes, hi to you. FMR Station House. I don't want to self-plug, but if people want to hang out, we go live every day between 1 and 2 just to chill, and that is a great idea. So that's FMR Station House. I believe that's on Facebook. I'm sure I've seen your posts on MRYCG, and it's great, and I love the way that the community is really pulling together to help out all those people in self-isolation and beat the self-isolation blues, because yeah, it's very easy to get cabin fever, definitely. So yeah, perfectly happy to promote that. Oops. Canadian Rail fan says, here in Canada I'm a key worker because I drive goods trains. Yeah, I'm a key worker as well because I work in the food distribution business, so it's kind of weird. And last week actually, Thursday, because I'd already booked Friday and Saturday off to be able to do Alexandra Palace, which was one of the reasons we could do the virtual expo on the Saturday. My last day at work was on the Thursday, and driving to work, and then I had to go and visit a client up in Falkirk in Scotland, and it was weird because on a Thursday at rush hour, it was like driving early on a Sunday morning. There was not a lot of traffic about. Let's have a look. Jamie Smith says, yay, Jen has a full head now. That shows how far behind I am with the comments, it must be said, because the cupboard monkey came up and fixed that ages ago. Wardle Road, good evening to you. Just got in from work. Oh, and of course you're a key worker as well, working on the underground. I don't envy you, I have to say. I hope that they're giving you plenty of hand sanitizer and everything else that you need to stay safe. Matthias Kriegsman says people like to socialise on weekends. I think there's a lot of people actually being in self-isolation lockdown. I think that it's important to have the socialisation going on throughout the week, because there's a lot of people in need of, even if it's just virtual contact. Yeah, J94 says, I've heard about people going out in public, Jenny. Yeah, it's irresponsible, and essentially, the longer that these people ignore the advice, the longer we're going to be in lockdown, because they are potentially spreading this around, and you know, it's serious stuff. Elton Loveridge says, hi Ollie, how are you doing tonight? I suspect I'm well behind on the comments here. Trains in the garage, evening all, just finished first day of emergency service with EMR. Norman Rowe, Boris is going to let us know that they are going to stop the world just in case anyone would like to get off. These are unprecedented times. I've never known anything like this, you know, and you know, I'm not old enough to have lived through the war, not old enough to have lived through the 1970s winter of discontent, which, if you're not from the UK, not familiar with that, it was basically practically a shutdown, but I believe nowhere near on this scale. I did live through numerous fuel crises where it was very difficult to get petrol and stuff for your cars, but I've never seen anything like this, just never. Matthias Kriegsman says, have you been using the new Daypol Class 29? How's it been? Really tempted to buy one. Do check out my review. I stand by still everything that I said about it in that review. It is going great, and actually it's working absolutely fine. Just trying to... Come on, fan. I'm getting very hot here. I'm getting sweats because I'm not exactly 100%. Unfortunately, the fan is right at the end of its tether. The wires kind of all worked in. Oh, that's a little bit better. But where were we? Yeah, Mark Holt says, as a logistics manager, are you a key worker? Yes, I am. I am classed as a key worker, and as we all jokingly said in work on Thursday, it's like, ooh, we're considered important now when it suits. Oh, good to hear that, Wall Road, that you're great. Oh, yeah, but yeah, the Class 29. Go and check out my review if you want to buy one. Can I shamelessly say, follow the affiliate links on that video, because it doesn't cost you a single penny extra, but it does help me out a lot, and it makes me look better with the retailers who I work with. So it is a great model. I can well recommend the Daypol Class 29. I rated it as being potentially the locomotive of the year, and I still stand by that. It is an amazing locomotive, and if Neil from Daypol is watching, thank you very much for sending the review sample, and it is an amazing loco, to the point where I actually really want to go out and buy a BR Blue one, because it is a great locomotive. Lee Wade, time to start your own club at home. Well, we've got the Jenny Monday Club, I have to say, and that's what this is. It's a club open to everyone, and don't forget to tickle that like button and share the video too. Let people know that we're live right now. and let people who might be feeling pretty low and blue, getting cabin fever in isolation, let them know that at least here there is an outlet where they can chat with like-minded people, hang out in Weir Yard up in the loft, and get their daily dose of vitamin train, just to make life seem a little bit less tedious as when you're stuck down under effectively house arrest, aren't we? Oh, it's so weird. J94 said, this might be a stupid question, but is that 00 gauge Fairbairn tank engine by a Bachmann? Sorry, I thought I wrote something wrong. Oh, right, so yeah, I was about to answer this and I got distracted. Yes, it is a Bachmann Fairbairn tank locomotive that's going around on the head of the oil train. It's been out from Bachmann quite a while, but it is a lovely model. That and their standard Class 4 264 tank they're both really great models. I love them both. I actually, strangely enough, only have one of each. I did have a weathered Fairbairn tank, which it was one of the models that went missing without trace when I was robbed back in it's about 2012, something like that, 2013. But that's the insurance replacement for it, and it really is a great locomotive. And I keep looking out, but they must be considered really a great locomotive by a lot of people because they don't seem to come up second hand very much. Same for the standard Class 4, which, oh yeah, it's just that there. You probably can't see in that. It's right at the back. I've got a standard Class 4, number 80118, which is also a Bachmann model. Both great models. Paul Bottrill says, hi Jenny, new here, loving the layout, welcome aboard. Everybody is more than welcome here in the Jenny Monday Club. Tell everybody you know who might enjoy this. We're here for the community, and we're going to continue to be here for the community all the way through this crisis. So the Monday Club will obviously keep continuing, but for the duration of the lockdown, we're going to also be having our Sunday virtual model railway exhibition. And as I said before, just a quick reminder to you, if you find the Facebook page, the Jennifer Kirk Facebook page, not my personal page, but the Facebook page, send a message to that with a link to your YouTube video. And it's very important, it must be your YouTube video of your layout. And we'll hopefully try and get to play as many of those as we can in the virtual model railway exhibition this coming Sunday from 6 p.m. Right, yeah, Boris's statements are on the BBC at 8:30, so we've got it. It sounds like it might be serious. I suspect this is what Hattons are suspecting might be happening, which is why their contingency plans are for lockdown by Thursday and all mail order will end. But we'll wait and see. Let's just see what happens. Jamie Smith, yeah, North Wales has been packed. If I look through my zoomed binoculars, you can see all the people walking up Mount Snowdon looking like ants carrying leaves to their nest. Yeah, and they're very irresponsible. We need this social distancing so that we are under lockdown for the shortest length possible. They're not helping the situation. Piccadilly Model Railway by John Warner. Hatton 66 has arrived. They must start shipping tomorrow. Hattons are on a 24-hour delivery window at the moment, and if you order, it should be out by 24 hours. If you're starting to get the 66s, the new ones, that must mean that they are in to be delivered. So they're expecting that they may have to shut down the mail order operation on Thursday. That's this Thursday. So time your order. Don't leave it till last minute. If there's a huge spike, they may struggle. But, you know, bear that in mind when ordering stuff. I have spoken to Rails of Sheffield. They have no immediate plans to shut down the mail order, but they will, of course, always be guided by the government advice. And they do envisage that their shop will be shutting probably in the next couple of days or so. But mail order, as it stands, they have no plans to stop that unless the government says otherwise. LNER 1946, my Hunt's couplings just arrived. Oh, you will not be disappointed. They are actually a really great product. I put them down as being my vote for gadget of the year. I mean, it's sort of a bit of a nebulous category, but in terms of, you know, like bits and pieces, handy little toolage. The Hunt's couplings, I do rate them as certainly being in contention for one of the products of the year. Right, Wardle Road. Tomorrow's my last live stream with the OO gauge for a while. Are you changing scales? Are you building? You going O gauge perhaps, or N gauge? Or I'm just curious what the plan is there. Bob Patterson, let's go open. I think they have to be. Oh, I've missed a comment. Reggie Boy says, "Good evening, Jenny. Thanks for keeping us sane on a Monday night. You're absolutely welcome, and it's great to have you all here. I always feel really grateful that you've all chosen to spend your Monday night with me, and I just hope that I can, keep the spirits up, keep the morale up." Lifestyle Unleashed. Hi all, just here for a little while. What's running today? Well, we've got a Bachmann Fairburn tank on a train of Bachmann tanker wagons. We've got a Hornby Drummond 700 Black Beetle with a triple pack from Model Zone. Remember them? When the 8-ton BR standard type, well, so ex-GWR type cattle vans were first introduced, they came out as a special commission for Model Zone as a triple pack, which I bought the day they were released. And that's actually what the three wagons are behind it. We've got a Hornby sound-fitted Lord Nelson on a rake of Hornby Blood and Custard teaks. And then we've got a chromatic blue liveried Class 25, which is a Bachmann model, again a Model Zone Special Commission, followed by two TMC Special Commission versions of the Mark 1 horsebox, and then it's got my Southern Region Mark 1 green coaches. But Lifestyle Unleashed, one of my other little projects has been this little bad boy, which you may remember from the review. This was the Hunslet, and I'm just looking for which camera can I... Oh, it's typical, isn't it? It's like the Microsoft paperclip. Oh, I see you're doing something important. Can I just butt in and take your attention? So there we go. One of the beauties of the DCC Concepts power booster system is that you just press the reset button, and as long as everything is well, everything starts up as it was before. It is pretty good. But this is the Enwins 3D Models Hunslet, fully finished. I repainted it. It was supplied by Enwins 3D in a GWR green livery, and I've taken the liberty to repaint it into what I call my Works blue livery. So I've also got on there 247 developments courtesy of Brian Moss. We did a review of them, the etched brass nameplates, and I've used some spare ones from that review on there as well. I think they turned out really nice. Painted the buffer beams yellow. It's actually DCC fitted as well, using a wired Train-O-Matic 6-pin decoder, and these are the ones where the decoder is on the end of a wire tail, just like the 8-pin decoders are, and then has a 6-pin plug, and that allows the fitting of a decoder into this model, as otherwise there's very limited space above the 6-pin socket. So really pleased with that. It's been fully weathered by myself. All right, I think we're ready to plug the phone in for a little bit of jungle juice. Adams Railway, yeah, I wonder, how come, Ollie? What's, yeah, Kirby Stephen East is a very long station, says Leslie Gilbert. Yeah, compressed stuff. Railway modelling is quite a compromise, it has to be said. Yes, you're absolutely right, Combat Bunny, thank you for reminding me. Hornby have also sent out an email today. The next version of the O-gauge tin plate replica of the original 1920s O-gauge models is on its way up. I think it's from memory the London and North Western Railway version. Wardle Road is not the end of the streams though. A new project on the horizon. Oh sir, you tease. Come on. Give us a little bit more information. David Scott says, Kirby Stephen East just round the corner from me. It is a station that I've been following with immense interest. Now, I own the original watercolour painting of Eden Valley Standard, which is John Wigston painting. You can buy prints of it, but I own the original. So I followed Kirby Stephen East with interest ever since the 1990s when I used to drive past there, going up to university and back in Durham, and whole place intrigued me a lot. The more I learnt about it, the more intrigued I was. So I was really pleased to see when they started to restore the site, and I followed it, all the progress ever since. Gareth Waite, hi Tim, I had to go earlier so I have to watch it later. Mike, Virtual Shedman, Bournemouth, Model Railway Solutions, their shop is shut, but they will deliver locally within a 6-mile radius. Super guys, that is great. Great to support your local model shop. And in this time of crises, I think an awful lot of the smaller shops will be struggling. So anything like that is great to be able to support them and to help tide them over, because it's use it or lose it with the local model shops. I've said this so many times. You know, they need our help to get through this period, along with, you know, a lot of other local businesses as well. So we need to rally round as a community to help out the retailers. You know, maybe they didn't do mail order, you know, for whatever reason, and you know, we need to at least find a way of supporting them through this crisis. FMR Station House says, on the upside, Tesco has restocked and we got our normal weekly shopping, but still no pasta. Yeah, there's still some things in short supply, but the actual production, the factories are still churning this stuff out. I mean, I went to Smedley's, which is where a lot of the tinned food comes from. They're working like triple shifts trying to get this stuff out the door. Georgia Pacific makes bog roll. They're pulling like triple shifts, making as much as they can. There is not an issue with making this stuff. The problem is that people were buying huge amounts more than they normally would, which creates this illusion that there's a shortage. There is no shortage. It's just that people are buying too much. Melchester Model Railway says, you also can't buy the webcams that Jenny uses. I tried because I thought about doing a live stream. Yeah, I think it's because so many people have bought these cameras to be able to do live streams throughout the lockdown, but also to be able to web chat with friends and family. So Zoe and I have been extremely lucky, actually, looking back. We, you know, hope we didn't cause part of the problem, but you know, we have 4 of the Logitechs plus we have a single Microsoft one that we'd had a while. Actually, one of the Logitechs we had for an awfully long time. So we bought 3. There's a 4th one on the way, actually. We're quite naughty. We got 5 then. But we've bought 4 comparatively recently. I do feel a bit guilty for that now. Adams Railway says, if you're sticking any useless locomotives in the bin, I'll give them a good home. I have to say, actually, we may well laugh about that, like, oh yeah, ooh. But my father managed to get a whole load of Hornby 00 and Triang back in the late 60s, early 70s out of a neighbour's bin. He just came home from university one day and saw some 2-rail tracks sticking out of the bin lid. What are you doing? Oh, we're just chucking out the old model railway stuff. Oh, can I have it? And it got a City of London, a Ringfield motored 8F, and a Triang Princess Elizabeth, are the 3 that I can remember off the top of my head, along with rolling stock and all sorts of stuff. So it does happen. Trains in the Garage has managed to find loo roll, bread, eggs. Things seem to be getting back to stock for now, just cleaning stuff you can't get. Yeah, it will slowly get back to normal, because all the stupid people who just went and panic bought an entire house full of bog roll, they've now, well, they've run out of space to put the bog rolls, so they're not buying anymore. New Mills Mother Railway says, Jenny, you spoil us with these streams. Thank you for what you do. You're absolutely welcome, and thank you guys for taking the time out of your Monday schedule to come and hang out in the Jenny Monday Club. And don't forget to tell everybody else that we're on. Post on Facebook, post in groups, post in forward to say that the Jenny Monday Club is live and all are welcome. And don't forget to smash that like button as well. Ham Shackleton says, there was a report on Facebook earlier from a bin man saying that people have been throwing away fresh veg that has gone off still in the wrappers. I can well believe it, and I stand by my comment. There's some stupid people out there. Wardwell Road, Jenny's taking my Tuesday spot. I might postpone that. No. If I do a Tuesday slot, I will not be impinging on other people. So I'm glad you reminded me, Ollie, at Wardle Road. I will not be treading on your toes. But instead, you could get me to guest. I could guest via cameras if you can get OBS to do that at your end. I'm happy to do that. But no, I don't want to tread on other people's toes. There's some great content coming up from a whole host of people in the YouTube and Facebook community, and it's great to see. And I don't want to act like I'm some kind of panic buyer, monopolising. Come to me, gimme, gimme, gimme. I don't want to be one of those people. Give the community a chance to pull through this. Leslie Gilpin. In local Aldi this afternoon, no problems with most groceries, other big supermarkets, empty shelves. Lifestyle Unleashed. Modelling is a great way to fill time when self-isolating. Great time to start a project. Absolutely true. And as I said before, one of my little projects has been to actually finish up how I envisaged the Hunslet from Enwin's 3D models, and painted into Works Blue, weathered up, 247 development number plates even on there. They come together really nicely. The number plates I use, it's just number 91, which is actually, I think, for a B4 dock tank, but works really well actually. The red and the blue go together so well. So I've got that. I also painted up, again from Enwin's 3D models, the Fireless Loco, still awaiting its chassis. But I think it looks really nice in the same Works Blue with the yellow buffer beams. But I'm going to keep that in a cleaner livery. I envisage that effectively the factory's making more use of the Fireless Loco, and the Steam Loco has become relegated to the twilight of its years. Colin Williams. My son works for a food distributor whose stock, which normally goes to pubs, hospitals and schools, will be appearing in supermarkets. That's not Breaks Brothers, is it? I can well believe it, because a lot of these pubs and restaurants are closing down, so it does make sense to channel those goods through to where they're needed. Melchester Model Railway. Jenny, can you run a milk and egg train, please? Milk tankers. I don't actually have a milk tanker. I don't have a specific egg wagon, and I only have one specifically lettered milk tanker, which is a Hornby 6-wheel milk tanker, and that's currently downstairs in a display cabinet, so inaccessible. I do have a Satlink liveried one and a departmental liveried one, but I doubt that they were being used for milk in those liveries. Flymo Chairman 1. Is the lull or glut of perishables or even dry stock pasta, rice, etc. that will flood the market or just not be bought on the other side, if there's another side to this? Yeah, I can well believe that. Actually, supermarkets, it's going to be boom then bust. They're coining it in at the moment, no fault of their own. But then there's a lot of people who would end up, they're going to have to be munching their way through 3 years' supply of pasta and beans. Brian Mozza says, we're still open, just. And Brian Mozza, 247 Developments. As I said before, big up. One of the spare nameplates I had from the 247 Developments review has gone on to the Enwin's 3D models review. Let me just put that up close there. So it's actually quite a cruel shot, but this is now done out in Works Blue. With yellow buffer beams and weathered up, and on that side it's been done to make it look like the paint's peeling down to the primer. Really unloved, uncared for. It's a shunter in the 1970s twilight of its life, probably in the final year before it gets scrapped or sold on for preservation, perhaps if it's lucky, type locomotive. And it was a really good project that I did over a couple of evenings, just to kind of have something to do. And as I said before, I really do have a lot of sympathy for those of you who are in self-isolation for a variety of reasons. They're now telling all of us really we need to, but certainly there's quite a lot of people who had to because of they're in vulnerable groups. And I'm getting cabin fever, and I've got this room up here, so I want to share this space with you, as it were, in the Jenny Monday Club and the Virtual Model Railway Exhibition, things like that. because I just know how tough it must be for some people. So, you know, come and hang out in the Jenny Monday Club. You're all welcome. Chat with each other. Chat with me in the chat room. I will try and read all your comments. It's just that, you know what I'm like. I can rabbit on for England for 3 hours straight. You know, I used to do radio, so I'm quite used to doing this kind of thing. Never did talk radio, though. But certainly, I am trying to get through your comments, but I'm probably well behind. Gareth Waite from our station house. You're very lucky. My big Tesco's bear of eggs, bread, loo roll, forget it. And actually, last Thursday, I stopped at 6 different supermarkets between here and Falkirk, and not a single one had bog roll, not a single one had rice or pasta. Very little in the way of many other things as well, and that was up and down the country. You know, I stopped at Horwich, West Orton, Carlisle, Lesmahago, Camelon for the Tesco, Camelon for the Spar. Not a single one had anything that I was trying to find. Mr. Davil 43, thank heavens for my model railway. Constructing the scenery is the best therapy for this awful situation. Amen to that. It's definitely something that, at least in this hobby, channel your creative energies. And it doesn't have to be necessarily railway modelling. There's all manner of modelling. Even dioramas. I've got down here, I can't really show you, the diorama that we did for Hornby. Little projects like that. And there's also, this is from, that's just all fallen off there now. Let me just bin that. This is from Trinity Road out in the shed. I've been slowly dismantling it, but I'm thinking of turning this into a photographic diorama. You can see the disused line on there in the paving area. It's all ballasted up. It came away quite clean. I was going to use the underside for my project for running a train upside down using DCC Concepts Power Base. But certainly a little diorama is all, you know, you can do something like that relatively easily. So certainly that's a great little project to be able to pass some of the time. You don't need a big full-on model railway. Oh, I'm just going to have a drink because I've been chatting and yabbering away. So let's just cycle through some of the other camera angles. There's nothing going on there. There's nothing on the telly. Oh my. Right. According to my phone, there's only 12 likes and 227 people watching. I don't know how many likes actually are there, because 12 seems frightfully low for 227 of you. There's no dislike, so it's not like you're all going, oh, this is rubbish stuff, so I'm going to hit the dislike button. That hasn't happened, but I suspect that my phone isn't actually updating. Yeah, Tony Wright, actually you are very lucky. You say you live on a farm, so I have been out in the sunshine working. It has been a lovely day today, and I think that was the worst thing about this self-isolation, is that, you know, on a lovely day like today, all I wanted to do was to actually go out for a walk, and I thought, no, I can't. Wardle Road says it's fine, I don't want people missing a stream and vice versa. Yeah, I'm not going to tread on your toes. If you're doing a stream on Tuesday, then we'll... Oh, excuse me, gas in the beer. Oh, excuse me. Don't forget, Wardle Road on Tuesday. What time are you doing it from? You may have actually said something in the comments, but I'm well behind. But like I said, if you want me to come on as a guest, I could do that. Have cameras and microphone will travel. Well, actually, no, won't travel, but will use camera and microphone to appear on things. Mark Holt says, my rocket in 87 is still somewhere in the Royal Mail system. I presume lost forever or damaged beyond repair. Yeah, I mean, I suppose they're being quite overwhelmed. There's a lot of people doing mail order at the moment. Josh's Trade Room says, I'm still waiting for my ScotRail Mark III SD coaches from last year's 2019 range to come. Andy Davidson, been running my fleet of 22 Bachmann Deltics today for the first time ever in one session. Am I losing the plot? No. 22 Deltics? You're making me feel very inadequate. I only have one production Deltic and the Deltic prototype as well. Deltic prototype model, I absolutely adore that. the production model from back then has something not quite right about it, and I can't put my finger on it. It just doesn't feel right as a model. So I'm really looking forward to the Acura scale model of that one. FMR Station House's YouTube channel. Thank you, Jenny. You're absolutely welcome. Scottish Train Spotter. You should see the way it is over in Scotland right now with this virus. I can imagine it's pretty grim everywhere. There's a combination of obviously a lot of people having to self-isolate, difficulty getting food and supplies because people have bulk bought it. And the scummy people who are then trying to resell it on YouTube, not YouTube, on eBay and Amazon Marketplace, those sort of people should be prosecuted. How dare they try and gouge people in a time of crisis? Anyway, I'm going to. Leslie Gilpin says petrol £1 at £2, 0.9 a litre down here this afternoon. Oh wow, that has dropped a lot. Ham Shackleton, Winter of Discontent, 1970. I was lucky there. I was in the Royal Navy in the Far East. Yeah, Mark Holt, petrol will be the next panic buy. The idiots will stockpile it even if they aren't allowed to go out anywhere. That does worry me because, you know, I have to commute to work. I'm a key worker. Right, I'm going to try and get up to date with the comments. So if I missed any of your comments, sorry about this, but I am well behind. So I've skipped on ahead. Combat Bunny says 7:45. I presume that's for. Is that for Wardle Road's live stream? Right, we shall tune in for that. Apparently there's 128 likes. So yeah, it's just it's not updating on my phone. Otis JB says, "Is that the famous Tony Wright of BRM?" I don't know. Tony Wright, is that you? James Martin, everyone, vitamin D helps coughs and colds. Go out and get some, even if it's just in your back garden. In fact, it has to be really your back garden. But go out and expose a little bit of skin to the sun. Get that vitamin D, and it's very important. If you're confined indoors day in, day out, it isn't actually very good for you. J94, does anyone remember those four-wheeled coaches that were adapted with pads in between the wheels to clean the track? Ah, track cleaning coaches. Yeah, Hornby still sell them, I believe. Ian Ryan says, I only have 7 locos and 2 of them are Deltics. Yeah, I've got 200 locos and only 2 of them are Deltics. James Carroll, Jenny, you tipping the golden elixir? No, it's Tsing Tao, or is it Tsing Chao? Xing Chao, Chinese imported premium lager. It's good stuff. I always loved that since I first discovered it. Probably about 25 years ago, maybe. Big hello to Tim Davis. Hunt Seath Mulleroe, Royal Mail doing me proud. Most Hunt coupling orders arriving next day. Brilliant. I think sometimes it's just hit and miss. I've had parcels go missing in the post before now, and sometimes it's weird. Stuff that you ordered after something from the same place arrives so many weeks before, and then suddenly your parcel turns up out of nowhere nonchalantly like there's nothing wrong, and it's like, where have you been for 4 weeks? Yeah, Ian Ryan says, I agree, Jenny. Profiteering in the war was punishable by hanging. Definitely, I think that the price gouging in a time of national crisis should be outlawed, and there should be very stiff penalties to people trying to gouge like that. And you know, I've seen people trying to flog bog roll, sanitizing like hand wash stuff, and it shouldn't be allowed. They should have these products seized from them, as well as being massively fined, because the problem is that they're going out and hoovering up all these supplies, and key workers, important workers, you know, people who work in the NHS, the police, the fire service, but also food distribution, social care. You know, we're out of work. We can't just keep hanging about shops day in, day out until they get a delivery. So, you know, these important essentials aren't there for us. Stretch Edit says, LOL, Jenny is about 20 minutes behind the comments. Unfortunately so, but I've skipped a whole lunch. No, I've skipped your comment. I'm really sorry. It's not intentionally, it's just simply a case of I'm trying to keep up to date. Norbert Roll, 231 watches and 131 likes. Flyman Chairman 1. I guess some folk are hard to please. Yeah, but they've not hit the dislike button either, so I guess that's something. Robert Becking says cod liver oil, vitamin D, and vitamin A. That's a good point, actually. Yes, you can get them from other sources. Mark Wilson, it's Jenny Monday, Wardle Road Tuesday. Boom. Tony Wright, no, that's not me. I am not famous. Will the real Tony Wright please step forward? No, I'm just joking with you. Steve R. Jenny live streams the best thing on the internet. Well, thank you very much. That touches me right here. Yes, show the nice man on the anatomically correct doll where they touched you. Jack's Model Railway says, hi Jenny, just joined. What have I missed? Right, news. And we're waiting on the main announcement from the government. We're not sure what's going to be in it, but there was an announcement earlier on from Hattons that they are anticipating shutting down mail order for 5 to 6 weeks from this Thursday due to what may change, possibly today. Rails of Sheffield haven't heard anything, so they said unless advised otherwise that they are continuing going. But I believe I tried to clarify this. I spoke to somebody from Hattons and they said it's a contingency plan. They're expecting it may be announced, but they want to be ready, and they're still shipping out orders with approximately a 24-hour turnaround, which means that plan accordingly. If there's something you do desperately need, I would recommend order it sooner rather than later. Deltic Junction James says, hit that like button. Boom! Yes, that's right. Hold on. Oh. It's forgotten all of my speed settings, it would seem. So that sound means that you need to hit the like button and share this stream too. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel as well. Yes, that's right. Right, AD Pullen. Jenny, what Steam Loco would you like a curative scale to make? I say GWR Great Bear. I'm not sure actually. Steam Loco. I think personal selfishness would be something like a Manchester Ship Canal Hunslet. That would certainly be something that I would like to see. What else? Steam locomotive wise. Wath Daisies, Big Bertha 010, or the Great Eastern Railway Decapod. I think I've said these before as well. I'd love to see some really strange locos like those, and I think their quirkiness would be their selling point, and that they would probably sell. Although an 010 locomotive might be a bit interesting, trying to get round tighter curves. Yeah, Scott Malcolm, Hefty Fine would be better. I think it's for the gougers. Hefty Fine and seizure of all the goods that they're hoarding to try and gouge people with. Big hello to Basing TMD. Scott Malcolm, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, no, make them pay for their stay in prison. Charge them on a day rate. The Growler Blackwood Engage layout. Jenny, I've recorded a short YouTube clip of Blackwood Engage layout. I'll send you the link to Facebook. Feel free to use it this Sunday's virtual model railway exhibition. Thank you very much. And yeah, a big reminder, we're doing again this Sunday from 6, virtual model railway exhibition. So looking for you guys to submit video clips, YouTube video clips that you may have of your own layouts, both past and present. Send them in a message to the Jennifer Kirk Facebook page. And that's important. Send it to the Facebook page, not my personal page, which if you hunt around, you will find it. It is quite private, but it is there. And if you send a message to that, it will tend to get lost in white noise. It doesn't notify me if people send messages to that who aren't on my friends list. So if you send it to the Jennifer Kirk page, they will get through, and then we will use that as part of the virtual model railway exhibition on Sunday. Mark Wilson says, Jenny, you seem to like quirky locos like Sarah Siddons and the Q8. I think you might mean the Q6. I do have a Q6 up there. I don't think that have they done the Q8. What is the Q8? Is there a Q8? I'm not sure. Q is 080. So I'm trying to think what else would. I'm not familiar with any of the others, it has to be said. The Wath Daisies, I thought they were an 084 tank locomotive. I could be wrong on that. Mr. Davil 43 says, recently read about the G and SWR. Is that the Glasgow and South Western Railway Baltic tanks? A Cura scale question mark? I'm not sure. Franberg obviously playing things very close to his chest. They'll announce them when they're ready to, and they won't tell me until then, or if they do, it'll be say like embargoed. So I knew about the 37-4s a couple of days in advance, and obviously that was embargoed. And I knew about Rails' SECR vans from earlier the same day, but I don't get told a huge length of time, if at all, about some of these things. FMR Station House, I really need to do some running trains on my layout. Certainly you do. It's great fun just to have some the relaxing sound of trains, which is what we've got going on here. So let's have a different camera angle going on. There we go. So all 4 trains should become visible at various points through there. Let's have a look. Evening Jenny and all, says Hermitage Road. Evening to you, great that you can join us. Tony Wright says, I look forward to the Monday Club and I especially appreciate it at this difficult time. Thank you very much. It is much appreciated that you're all chosen to join me here, and it's just, I know how bad cabin fever it must be for so many people who, for whatever reason, are in tight lockdown. Either you're in the vulnerable category, over 70s, compromised immune system, I think diabetes as well, autoimmune illnesses. There's a whole host of reasons why you might be having to go into isolation, and it's no fun. Cabin fever, which is where you're basically confined to one place and run out of things to do, and you start to go insane. It is really bad. It's not good. So it's great how the community is pulled together, doing things like these live streams. We're very lucky we got the equipment in before all the webcams sold out, because it was something we were going to do anyway. And I just want to try and do something every day I can to give a little something to the community, to help people through this difficult period. And it is a difficult period. I've never known anything like this, and I'm guessing a lot of you guys won't have done either. And, you know, as they jokingly said, even the Luftwaffe didn't manage to close the pubs. Richard Swiderski says, hi Jenny, I would love somebody to make a Liverpool-Manchester locos as in the Tipfield Thunderbolt film. Actually, it's an interesting point. I suspect with the success of the Stephenson's rocket, may we actually see a dip in the water for this Era 1 pioneers of stuff, and actually see more models to fit that period. You know, things like Lion, old copper knob furnace number 1. It would be interesting. Ian Ryan says, I've seen an exhibition on YouTube last week at a large Langer timber merchant postgate depot. Thought that was cool. Yeah, there's a lot of other channels as well doing some great stuff for the community, just to, you know, keep people feeling that they're plugged into the community at large, and get your daily dose of vitamin train. Oh, Ian Ryan, I tore my Achilles tendon about 10 years ago. Was in a cast for 4 months. That was cabin fever, but I discovered YouTube, so not all bad. Yeah, I can imagine. It must have been ever so frustrating. Hermitage Road, getting Bulldog 440 would be nice. I think it will come. There's a lot of manufacturers on the scene, and they are starting to delve into some of these more interesting prototypes. Oh, I get it now. K. Langer, Clanger, Soup Dragon and all. I do get it now that the Flying Chairman has joined the dots for me. Matty Radnell, what have I missed? Just the usual Monday Club. There are a few announcements. We're waiting for a big announcement from the big Mr. B at 8:30 in the UK. That's in just over 15 minutes. I'm suspecting that they might be tightening controls because of the selfish few who've still been going out and mixing and spreading illness around. So watch this space. It may mean that mail order is tightened down on. May not, but watch this space. What I would say is if there's something that you're meaning to order from somewhere like Hattons or Rails, get your order in sooner rather than later. Bob Patterson says, keep your knees together, young lady. My knees are together. You can't see anything. There we go. Is that better for you? Is there somebody glued to the screen going, what is she doing? What is she doing? Mark Wilson, the soup dragon used to scare me. Burke, any ideas on how I could make a British Rail 15201? Oh, is that the one that looked a little bit like the Class 16? With like an off-centre cab. I couldn't tell you actually. That's the kind of thing I wouldn't be surprised if Helgen announced a model of that. Must admit. Ham Shackleton, I wonder if one of the manufacturers will produce a 2020 special bog roll box fan. That is actually quite a good idea, tongue in cheek. The great British sense of humour springs to mind. So yeah, and that would be good. Growler Blackwood engaged layout. Need to call it a night. It's starting work early tomorrow. Hope everyone keeps safe. You too. You take care, and it's been great having your company here tonight. So see you again soon. And of course, any of this video that you miss, you can go back later. It does, after a little bit of processing, it turns back up on YouTube as a regular video, so you can go back and relive the Jenny Monday Club, and indeed any of the earlier Jenny Monday Clubs. They're all there for you to enjoy at will. Ian Ryan, all done in the best possible taste. That was, what was his name? I can picture him now with the beard and the, Kenny Everett. Kenny Everett. Melchester Model Railway. Jenny, do you have a Class 33? I do not know. I used to have a Helgen Class 33 from when they first released them. I was persuaded to sell it, and they got no end of grief from the person who persuaded me to sell it to them, saying, it was rubbish, the chassis was starting to disintegrate. And it's like, sold the scene. You talked me into selling it to you. But yes, maybe we need to start the Jenny Needs a New Class 33 fund. I can't remember what the fund was for. Was it a 9F? Jenny Needs a New 9F fund. There are so many things. There's a B12 as well. There's so many things on my shopping list. I totted up, actually. I made the mistake of totting up how much I've spent at Rails alone in the last 4 or 5 months. Cupboard Monkey's not listening. £2,000. It was quite shocking. I thought I need to ratchet this back a bit. So yeah. Let's have a look. Bob Patterson, Pulpwood Ham Shackleton wagon. Delta Junction James, the Moomins used to scare me. Yeah, the fuzzy felt version. There was something very dark about it. I know what you mean. AD Pullen, my last question, do you think Hornby will ever do the A4 style P2? Yes, they've already announced it. It is coming. Somerset Andy, cheer yourselves up, guys, and watch Father Ted, the episode with the dancing priest. Father Ted! Our fathers! I hear you're a racist now, Father! I actually wonder, when I was doing some work down at Plum Pictures, which is a division of Hat-Trick Productions, the room that we used as a meeting room had some of the awards that Father Ted had garnered, and somewhere there's a photograph of me not touching it because I felt that was disrespectful to touch an award that wasn't mine, but it stood next to the Father Ted Awards, like BAFTAs and stuff. Mark Wilson, did Hornby ever produce a steam-operated Stevenson's rocket? Yes, they did, in a 3.5-inch gauge. It was quite a big thing. You do occasionally see them turn up. Ian Ryan, Kenny Everett, yep, that's the one. Yeah, Mark Holt. In a strange way, full lockdown may make our jobs easier, Jenny. Certainly, my commute into work and back has been a doddle last week. No, Mark wasn't £2,000. Yeah, I think keyboards need a breathalyzer late at night ordering stuff from Rails. Seriously, it's easily done. There's so much good stuff out there at the moment. And yes, I am very lucky to be able to do that. But that's still a big chunk of money, and it scared me when I realised. So, just trying to so if John Barber or Oliver Davies is watching, you're welcome, but I need to ratchet that back a bit. Ian the Train says, just saying hi again, Jen. Great show. Thank you very much. And again, everybody, don't forget to hit that like button and share this stream too. Let everybody know that we're doing the antidote to self-isolation with these live streams. Railway Music Lover. It was a 9F and then a Class 40. Yeah, and as you can see, I've spent far too much money. I'm afraid I went and looked in the cupboard, but the cupboard was bare. Not a bog roll in sight to sell on eBay or anything like that. No, unfortunately, a bit skint at the moment. It was one of the reasons I went looking to say, how much have I spent at Rails? And it's like, because I was trying to work out why at the end of every month it was like, how come I've not been able to save up any money? And then the car insurance came in to renew, and it was like, I think I might be spending too much money at Rails. And I went and had a look on my account, and it's like, oh yes, I have. Ian Ryan says, Moomins were a tad scary. Yes, it was the fuzzy felt Moomins. I believe there was an animated version that came later, but I think it was actually produced in somewhere in Eastern Europe for German television. So now here's an interesting one for you. The Moomins, the fuzzy felt version, it's abridged when you see the English version. There is an unabridged German version. I have the DVD set downstairs, and it runs to about 100 more minutes than the UK version ever did. I understand German, so I prefer to watch it in German. We put the English subtitles on for Cupboard Monkey, but you actually get the full story as per the books. Flymo Chairman 1 says, you can let us tell us when the auction starts, Jenny. Let us know. No, I'm not a gouger. I wouldn't do that. Basically, we're pretty low on bog roll as well. Scottish Train Spotter. I love Father Ted. It's so funny. It's the only funny thing really that Graham Linehan has ever done. Who knew he turned out to be a colossal prat? Tim Davis, do you think Hornby will bring back a version of Livestream? Not that most people have had DCC. I don't think they will. I think commercially it wasn't a success. It is too much of a weird, expensive niche product. Whilst there is demand for it, I don't think they could make it work financially for them, I think was the problem. J94, I tend to buy 2 locos and save the rest of the money to buy scenery for my layout and save up for the next year. I'm going to have to ratchet back on what I'm buying. So I've got 2 locomotives on the way from Rails. So hopefully, if they do ratchet down on mail order, I do hope that they make it through. And they're going to have to be the last for quite some time. Other than, if I get sent samples to review by manufacturers, that's something different. But I'm not going to be able to exercise the buying power that I have been doing because, it's a bit tricky. I've spent too much. What's this? Father Jack is so funny. Drink! Who put him on the telly? Not saying the naughty word that he said. I actually do quite like Father Ted. Skipsy Trains, respending at Rails, been there, done that, couldn't afford the t-shirt. Yeah, I've spent the t-shirt money on the stuff at Rails. It's why I don't mention the super chat because I feel it quite embarrassing. It would be very insincere of me to go spending £2 at rails and then go, oh, gimme, gimme, gimme. So instead, if you have money you're feeling sprightly with, we shared a GoFundMe for said Mark Anthony at the beginning of the stream. He's one of the regular viewers to the Jenny Monday Club and the videos. A great participant in the chat, and he's been laid off from his job because of the coronavirus. Lives in New York, so he doesn't have the same level of safety net that we're lucky that we have in the UK. So he's struggling to buy food and stuff. So I posted the link to his GoFundMe page, and that is simply so that he can afford food to eat. So if you're feeling flush, don't give me anything on Super Chat. Go and give that money to Zed Mark Anthony and help him out. Delta Junction James, go on. Go on, go on. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Oh, fathers, would you like a cup of tea? Oh, go on, go on, go on. Richard Lewis, you're absolutely right. You can't take it with you. Mark Wilson, Jenny, do you part exchange old locos for new ones? No, I don't. I'm a bit of a hoarder. So when you actually see footage of I'm not unplugging a camera to make it roving. We were hoping that the extra camera that we had on order would have arrived so we could use it as a roving camera for these live streams to get close-ups on stuff that hasn't arrived. I almost never sell stuff on. I got persuaded by Brian to sell him a number of locomotives, some of which actually, it has to be said, like the Class 55, he desperately wanted that specific Bachmann model. It was 55002, but in the two-tone green that it was painted in to do rail tours right at the end of Class 55 running on BR. And he persuaded me to swap that for my Gauge Master controller. So actually, I think, I got a good deal out of that. I don't begrudge that. For a locomotive that I bought on a whim, it has to be said. But then other stuff, like I had Hornby J94s from when they were first introduced in BR black livery with the extended coal bunkers. I had 2 of them. Sold them, regretted it. Brian persuaded me to part with my Class 33. A little bit of me does regret that. He also persuaded me to part with my 37.4 Loch Rannoch in large logo blue. Don't regret that. Do regret the Class 50 that he persuaded me to sell him, which I think was Thunderer, something like that. I think it was 50007, but in rail blue. Bob Patterson, all codes of men chasing balls and spheroid have been stop holding here, so many a new layout or work done on existing. Definitely, and I've seen memes going around saying, artists of the world, the time is right. The good materials that you've been saving for a special occasion, now is the time to use them. And that's it. All those little projects that you've been putting aside for a rainy day, you know what? This is the rainy day. Get yourself stuck into some projects. And also, if you do that, send us some pictures to the Facebook page and we will add them in to the virtual model railway exhibition on the Sundays, and it'd be great to see some of the great work that you guys have been up to. King Fox Junction, just been for beer and there is none. Plenty of Corona though. Oh, Burke says the British Rail 15201 looks like a prototype 08. Ah, right, so I must be thinking of a different locomotive. But certainly, there's a lot of the Pioneer diesel shunters, like the Armstrong Whitworth one, for example, that would make interesting models, which would be interesting to see produced. Because, of course, there were pre-tops a whole lot more than just the classes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. There was a whole host of locomotives that never actually got tops numbers. Ham Shackleton says, gotta watch the pennies, I'm a pensioner. And when I said I spent £2 I did feel quite embarrassed. I'm not trying to rub that in, I'm just saying it came as a shock for me as well. So don't tell the cupboard monkey. I've got an itchy back. For some reason this chair it's the synthetic 1970s moquette that it's made of is aggravating my back. Mark Holt, keyboards definitely need a breathalyzer. I once awoke up after a drink and saw my credit card next to the computer. I was the proud owner of a 5-week holiday in New York. Well, yeah, that's an expensive one, isn't it? Did you go? Mark Wilson said, who remembers Dr. Snuggles, Friends of the Animals World? Very, very vaguely, I must admit. Bob Patterson says, read TV series. I love the one titled Oh, Dr. Beeching. I didn't. I thought it was the weakest of that series of things like You Rang My Lord and Heidi High and It Ain't Half Hot Mum and Dad's Army. It was definitely very much the weakest. I didn't like it, but caveat here, the proviso is that right at that time I had just written a six-part sitcom for the BBC, which was centred around, it was a sitcom based on a railway station with railway staff. It was called We're Sorry for the Inconvenience, set on the last days of British Rail. And I submitted a pilot episode and treatments for 5 further episodes, got asked to write the full 6-part series, and then Oh, Dr. Beeching didn't do as well as they expected, and I got cancelled. I got told, we're very sorry, but Oh, Dr. Beeching hasn't done very well, so we don't want anything similar because that bombed. So I lost out to Oh, Dr. Beeching. Mark Wilson says, Jenny, do you have any Claytons? Yes, I do have a Class 17. I've got the Ribble Cement Class 17. I must admit, I would prefer the Rail Blue one, but I've got a Ribble Cement one, so it kind of scratches the itch. Mark Rice, my wish would be a Titfield Thunderbolt. Has one been made? Thanks. I'm not aware of one having been made, it has to be said. Melchester Model Railway. Have to put a hold on buying trains for now due to the virus situation as I'm self-employed. And yeah, as a lot of people, it's like Les Cliff as well. And I mentioned this a couple of times through the stream, but I'll mention it again. Les Cliff, long-time fan of the show, usually lives down in the modelling dungeon. He's had to shut his shop because of the coronavirus. He is self-employed. He's a picture framer by trade. So obviously it's quite a struggle for him. He's making amazing dioramas, and we've all seen the quality of Les's work, both the War of the Worlds layout, the diorama we did for Hornby, and also like his back scene. Now you can help support Les and get something fabulous for your own model railway. Les is making dioramas that can be incorporated into your own model railway really easily. In fact, if I show you this scene when it comes up, you'll see there's one of his dioramas. Let me just point it out. So this bit here, this tree, if I put my hand in front of it, and the base it's sat on, incorporated perfectly into Weir Yard. That's one of his dioramas. He's selling them online. If you go to his Facebook page, Friends of Not Lobia, spelt Notlobia. He's selling them through there and also through eBay. Tell him I sent you. I don't get anything from that. I don't want anything from that. I just want to support a friend in this difficult time. So go and have a browse, and if there's anything you like, you'll be helping him out, picking that up. And you also get a great piece of Les Cliff modelling work for your own layout. Colin Williams says F and French accents just don't work. Yes. Flymo Chairman Wood, yes, the naughty words would be an ecumenical matter. Mr. Davil43, gotta go, Jenny. Thanks for another cheerful session. Sorely needed. You're absolutely welcome now. Look, you take care of yourself, and hopefully we'll see you back here next weekend. Somerset Andy, Jenny, and Father Ted, what was the only record that the Spin Master had on the disco? Was it Ghost Town by the Specials? Something like that? Mark Wilson, was the Titfield Thunderbolt an actual class of Loca? Yeah, I think it was Lion, wasn't it? It was an old... was it a Liverpool and Manchester locomotive? it wasn't called a Titfield Thunderbolt. It was a real locomotive. They borrowed it from a museum to film the thing. James Petts, I believe that Thunderer is 50008. Yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah, it would have been that one. Let's have a look. Mark Wilson, in the Titfield film, it looks made up, a bit bizarre. I believe I have a feeling was it Lion from the Liverpool and Manchester Railway. It's a genuine old locomotive. Yeah, Mark Wilson, LMR 57 Lion, Liverpool and Manchester Railway. Boom! Fear my memory. Richard Lewis, Bachmann logos 2 Deltics /220 and 221 all run too slow. Any ideas? Is this on DCC? If it is, there's some CV values, which is let me just check and see. Yeah, you want the one for top top voltage. You can set how fast it will get up to when you tell it to go at full speed. I've got a class 37 that crawls along even when you tell it to go at full speed because of the CV values. You'll have to look that up, but you can check that out. McBenman1, could I email you the photos? I'm afraid you have to do it through the Facebook thing. If you've got something like Dropbox, you can send a link to the Dropbox or Cloud or something like that. I'm well behind on the Stuart Muir. I like this. How about Jenny needs the Western Pullman train pack campaign? I wouldn't say no, but I do feel embarrassed saying things like that when there's so many people struggling in these times. Ian Ryan, about a month ago, the bassist in one of my bands was saying, "Is anyone concerned about this coronavirus?" And I said, "No, you can only catch that from old Toyota." Goes, but Angus's Trains, big hello to you. Great to have you in. Are you going to have a look online at a New South Wales 38 model? I will after the stream. Actually, I will take a look at that. I really do I do like some of the Australian models. It has to be said. Yeah, Ham Shackleton. Haha, a 6-part 6-com. I'm well behind on these comments again. Right. Interesting. Burke says British Rail 15201, 3 originally built by the Southern Railway in 1937. Interesting. I didn't know that there was more than one. Mark Holt. I did go to New York, great city. Went to Coyote Ugly. Easy to spend 5 weeks there, even though most people at the time were only going for long weekends. Melchester Model Railway says Boris Johnson is addressing the nation. Yeah, Boris is on. So I've noticed that the number of people in the live chat has dropped like a stone. So waiting to see what is going on. McBenman1, I was not the creator of Oh Dr. Beeching. I wrote a different sitcom for the BBC that didn't get picked up because Oh Dr. Beeching did not do so well. Right, yeah, Ian Ryan says, be right back. Let's have a look. Phasing TMD says, what's his eBay shop for Les Cliff? Couldn't tell you. If you go to the Facebook page, Friends of Not Lobia, in fact, if anybody does go there, if they can find the link to Les Cliff's eBay page, then do report back. And FMR Station House, UK on lockdown. Marshall, are you serious? All shops to... Oh. Richard Swiderski says, Jenny, what chassis would you put in the 3D Fireless Loco? I believe it's designed for Pug. I'm just flipping over to the news. I want to know what's going on. So So here it is. The Prime Minister is announcing strict new curbs on life in the UK to tackle the spread of coronavirus. From this evening, people must stay at home except for shopping for basic necessities, daily exercise, any medical need, and travelling to and from essential work. Shops selling non-essential goods will also be shut, and gatherings in public of more than 2 people who do not live together prohibited. The UK death toll has reached 335. If people do not follow the rules, police will have the powers to enforce them, including through fines and dispersing gatherings, Boris Johnson said in a televised statement from Downing Street. Other premises, including libraries, playgrounds and outdoor gyms and places of worship, must also close immediately. Parks will remain open for exercise, but gatherings will be dispersed. So I think that Hatton's probably guessed correctly. If you have an order, let's have a look. What else we got? This is unprecedented. It's like I've got a shiver going down my spine. This is it's like we're living in 28 days later. We're all staying at home now. This is. Huh. Yeah, but basically shopping only for basic goods. So that means Rails of Sheffield's shop will shut, and any other model railway shop that's still open will basically not reopen tomorrow and for the foreseeable future. I'm not quite sure where this leaves mail order. I'm going to check. Let's check the Hatton's website and see if there has been any update on. Let's have a look and see if there's been an update on the shutting down of mail order. Let's have a look. I'm going to see what I can find out. We live in massively unprecedented times. Yeah, we're on lockdown. Stretchhead, it says, you're still at work then, Jenny. I'm classed as an essential worker. I work in food logistics for, I contract into Asda. So I'm one of the people responsible for making sure that Asdas have food. Basically, I work for the company that takes it from the factory to the distribution centres. We don't deliver it to the shops, we take it to the distribution centres. That's what my day job is. So if I don't go into work, you don't get food from Asda. So I guess that makes me an essential. Nobody's told me. And that's the weird thing. I guess, use a bit of common sense. I think it's safe to say I'm an essential worker. I don't know where that leaves my taking my car for its MOT tomorrow. I don't know. Does anybody know where I can get clarification? My Volvo is booked in for its MOT tomorrow. Does anybody know any clarification? Am I still allowed to take my car for its MOT? If I don't take it, its MOT expires on Friday. Apparently Callum Stewart from the Police Federation is speaking. So, yeah, keep smiling. I think these live streams are going to be more and more important for people to retain the sense of being part of a community, for human interaction, to see a friendly face, even just on a screen, that they can chat with. It's a little bit difficult, obviously, with text and stuff, but yeah, Ian Rice says, take it or a car to the garage. Yeah, FMR Station House, if you need your car for work and you're a key worker, you will need the car. I think that's absolutely right. That's the justification for it. Essentially, it's a case of I have to, unless they suspend the need for having an MOT certificate, it is essential. Tony Wright says, for a bit of light relief, and I think we all need some light relief. I ran my Q1 in front of my Norfolk Southern SD60E diesel logo. It looked like little and larger. Ian the Train says they were supposed to be sorting the MOT situation with a cover note. FMR Station House will be live every day, so feel free to join us. I believe you said there's that 1 o'clock FMR Station House. And is that on YouTube or Facebook? Graham Kettering Junction says no MOT, not covered on insurance. That's it, it's an insurance requirement. So unless they officially state that it's basically waived and basically government says it's fine, then Gareth Waite says thank goodness for you all, and that's it. FMR Station House, is it YouTube or is it Facebook that you will be live on? And can you clarify the times? Between 1 and 2 UK time zone on YouTube. And this is what I said, the YouTube community is pulling together to provide the relief, the antidote to containment, and never has this been more important. So I think we need to kind of spread the word around who's live when. So we've got Wardle Road from 7:45 on a Tuesday, the Jenny Monday Club from 7 o'clock, and this is UK time. I know our clocks go, is it backwards or forwards next week? But certainly Jenny Monday Club will be on the Monday usual time. I'm doing the virtual model railway exhibition from 6 p.m. on the Sunday. I know that Sam's Trains does his live stream from 2 o'clock on a Sunday. And I forget his username, but there's MRYCG Stuart, I can't remember his name, does Fridays through Facebook Fridays, does live. We need to get the word out, let people know that there is always something out there for human contact and interaction, albeit through the internet. We need to pull together as a community, people. Combat Bunny has shared the YouTube channel, so make a note of that. That's there 1 to 2. Is that every single day, or is that particular days of the week? Just to clarify. Also, FMR Station House to also do a 12:30 budget live build on Wednesday night. Brilliant. Paul Hinder, thank you very much. Les Cliff has not got anything listed tonight, Jenny, but his eBay is Frame Around Leslie, and that's all one word. You'll see that in the chat. Do help Les out. He's in enforced lockdown anyway because he is recovering from leukemia, but he's also had to shut his shop down for this. That is his source of income. The best way you can help Les is by buying some of the dioramas that he's making and help him out that way. It would be a great help, and it's an amazing chance to own a piece of Les Cliff modelling masterpiece for your own layout. Wardle Road says I'm back. We were just as we said, spring forward. Sorry, am I flashing my knickers at everybody? Wardle Road, we were just saying you're doing the Tuesday night live stream 7:45. Is that a fixed time on that? We need to make sure that we all plug each other's live streams. Don't step on other people's toes. If there's somebody with an established live stream, don't try and go head to head if you can. What we need to try and do is cover every hour of every day if we can. And there's also Ken Patterson with What's Neat This Week podcast. It doesn't go out live, but certainly it's there. It's great. There are plenty of channels. You don't have to be alone through this. The community will pull together. Virtual Model Railway exhibition this Sunday here on this channel from 6. Don't forget as well, Sam's Trains will be on from 2 o'clock on the Sunday, so we're coming up after he's finished. And we need to pull together. We can get through this, people. Ben Basing TMD. Does anyone know if there will be an OO version of the Class 66 and Freightliner Blue? Only see it now. I'm not sure. Wardle Road says fly mowers at work from 7 a.m. Yeah, I think some of us are key workers, which means we get to get out and about, which means that you will see there will be a regular video still from me. You will get that on the Wednesday, you will get that on a Friday, and you will get that on a Saturday. We're aiming to keep that up. If mail order stops, and also I'm going to stop buying the stuff from Rails because I'm crucifying my finances, that has to be said. What we may try and do is do retro reviews. That is not a model that I've bought recently, but I will review an older model. I think some of you have seen some of this stuff in my collection. What we may do is for some of the videos, to keep content coming so that people have got stuff to watch, we will do reviews of models that I've had in my collection for an awfully long time, as if they're a new model. I do have still one more new item of Locomotive to review, which I will do, and we've also got some tools from DCC Concepts to review. I hear that it's going down. We're under immense lockdown or something.
Yeah, people refuse to stop going out and gathering.
And this is because of the stupid people, the selfish people who wouldn't listen to the advice.
Yeah.
So now we're all suffering. And there's a lot of people who...
It always happens.
No, there's nothing in there.
The idiots, the bad apples, they always cause problems.
Like the panic buyers who stopped the actual, the key workers who were busy out working and couldn't go shopping, stopped us from getting bog roll and pasta and stuff.
I'm just glad we've got enough cat litter to get through a week or so.
I'm glad you went out to get it. Does that mean does this mean the post offices are shutting?
Yeah.
So what's staying open?
Not a lot.
Is it just food shops and pharmacies?
From what I can tell. Right, do you want to... How long have you had this particular scene on?
A little bit. I was just picking up Les's models. What we need to do as well is, I think that... perhaps what we need to do is compile a list. If somebody wants to do that, we'll get like a master list of whose live streams are when, so we can...
Guys, send send your live stream dates and times to Jenny's Facebook page or Zoe at zoerobinson.com, and I'll compile it. We'll get it up on Jen's Facebook page. We'll get the word out.
Yeah, and we should do it as almost like a trailing ahead. It's like, this is what's coming up over the next week. So guys, we need to, anybody you know who does do a live stream, let us know. We'll put together a list so that effectively you've got a program guide. You know what's going on. What have we? Have you put this up so that people can see it?
No, they can't see it.
So we're just checking on the big computer screen.
New curbs on movement include shopping only for basic goods and a ban on gatherings. Police given powers to enforce restrictions, including by fines. There's no proper details yet.
I think this has come about because they needed to react quickly. The detail hasn't been worked out because essentially it's a case of they have to do something because of these selfish people.
Yeah, because the number of cases of confirmed infections has gone over 350,000 worldwide.
Yeah. So what does that mean that things like taking my car for its MOT tomorrow?
Alright, here we've got. From tonight, so now, like literally, we're on lockdown
from now.
People in Britain will be allowed to leave their homes for only very limited purposes, including shopping for basic necessities, one form of exercise a day, for any medical need, and to travel to and from work when absolutely necessary. People are warned not to meet friends or family members who they do not live with. Shopping is only permitted for essentials like food and medicine, and people are advised to do it as little as you can. The police have powers to enforce these rules. All shops selling non-essential goods such as clothing and electronic stores are ordered to close. So from now, ordered to close.
And does that mean that things like even the mail order side of their business will not happen?
I don't know. Do you have to go in? Does someone have to go into the warehouse to get this stuff out and send it?
I presume that means that the workforce is in a non-essential
role. The workforce
has
been told to stay home. So yeah,
I think this means that actually
your mail order stuff. It's not. If it's not been posted, it's probably not coming. Not until this is over with.
And I don't think there's going to even be anybody able to go in to process a refund as well. This is
So
going to be
that webcam that we're waiting on, probably not coming.
unless it's already in the post.
Yeah.
But does that mean that the post is going to shut down?
I haven't got that far yet. Libraries, playgrounds, outdoor gyms and places of worship are closing. All gatherings of more than 2 people in public, excluding people you live with, are banned. All social events, including weddings and baptisms, are banned. Funerals will not are not included in the new restrictions, but a lot of them weren't going forward anyway. Why has it jumped?
I think because
Parks will remain open for exercise, but gatherings in parks will be dispersed, and the restrictions are under constant review and will be checked again in 3 weeks. We are under lockdown for 3 weeks.
That's it, people. The UK just locked itself down.
The United Kingdom is closed for business.
So, and
this is because of those people who refused to stop going out. The people that were piling onto the underground when they didn't have to go to work. The people who were out in the pubs saying that it didn't matter whether they got the virus or not. And then going home and giving the nan a kiss on Mother's Day. Those kind of people. That's why this has happened. Right.
yeah,
Back to normal business
Mark
for you,
Wright-
Jen.
As Mark Rice said, the day the earth stood still.
And this is, I want to say there's one last thing. You were talking earlier on about the people that were saying, oh, well, even the Blitz didn't close the pubs. I had to have an argument with a guy about this. I said, the reason the Blitz didn't close the pubs is that there was an air raid siren to warn when the Luftwaffe were coming.
Yeah,
we don't
didn't-
have a siren to tell us when the plague is coming.
Yeah, the people didn't sit in the pubs when the bombs were raining down.
Exactly. We can't tell who's got this thing and who hasn't. That's why this is so important. Oh my goodness.
Yes, stay safe, Wardle Road, because you're still having to go out and work as well.
Yeah, you're still in.
Just like me
so
as
are
well.
You better stay safe. I better stay away from you just in case what I've got is the actual thing.
Yeah, Norman Rose says, "Well, the last one out, please turn off the lights."
Sorry to bring it down on it, guys, but this is it.
Yeah, Bob Patterson says the same closures here has happened here in Australia. I know my friends in Berlin said Germany's gone the same way.
I can't blame them.
Yeah.
Did you see the things that?
Norbert Rolls just said the same. Same government orders in the UK as in Germany.
Have you seen what was going on in Italy? The mayors in Italy going around the streets and basically screaming at people to get inside.
Yeah.
Because idiots are still out, still just wandering around drinking alcohol on the beach.
Yeah.
It's like, you can get this thing and it can kill you.
This
and
is
it can kill your family.
And that's the thing. It's not necessarily about you. It's about the people you come into contact with. There could be people who are in the critical group, and they still have to get food to live. And if you go out and mix with them and like smear germs around, you might not be the one who gets it.
The worst part is, you might feel fine.
Yeah.
Because for 2 weeks, this virus, it spreads inside you and it transmits to other people around you, but it doesn't give you any symptoms.
Yeah.
It's insipid.
What does this mean for us? Because you were worried that you had it.
I'm pretty sure I didn't. I thought I did.
I'm sure it's a winter, but how do we know?
We don't, and that's the other reason why this is so important.
Yeah.
People don't know. There aren't enough NHS staff to test everyone. There's just not. And that's it. They've got better things to do than test you.
And this has just come out. I mean, it's like Graham Kettering Junction. Everyone who likes a drink will be going teetotal. Yeah, if you haven't got anything in, that's it. Tough. It's not considered an essential. Philip Page says New Zealand's gone the same way as well. Somerset Andy, my God, I've got to pick some tablets up for my Westie Terrier from the vets tomorrow, and it has to get them. So there's.
And medicines are included as a reason to go out.
I think medicines are included.
I'm sorry, guys, but
a pet is a member of the family.
I'm not giving this as legal advice, but in my view, a pet is a family member.
Yeah. I think it's simply a case of ring the vets, make sure they're open.
When I have to go and pick my tablets up, I've got to go out. I'm an at-risk group.
Yeah.
I've got to go.
Yeah. This is just unprecedented. This is this is something that for hundreds of years will be written about. This is history. This is a moment in history that will never be forgotten.
You know, they've closed churches for the first time since the 13th century.
Yeah. And that's a big deal for some people. So like mosques, I mean, like Muslim people, devout Muslims, they pray an awful lot of times a day. You know,
5 times a day if you devout.
It's a big deal. Yeah, they all
you have to do it at home.
And I mean,
Islam doesn't require you to go to the mosque. No. Islam requires you to pray. You can do that at home.
Unprecedented times, people. So,
So on a happier note, which trains have you got running? Oh my goodness.
Doesn't really seem important anymore.
It's more important than ever, Jen.
You're right. So, let's get some. Let's think happy thoughts. Sorry, I'm getting very emotional now.
I think we all are, because it's like we knew this was coming, but even so.
Yeah.
Let's focus on the good now, shall we?
Yeah. So let's play trains.
Beep beep, choo choo.
So let's get rid of me.
Have some of the last sweeties we're gonna have for a fortnight or maybe 3 weeks.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to say that.
Beep. Sorry, the censoring came a bit late.
So let's have some trains running, I guess. Anybody?
Where's your Gronks?
Gronks.
We need a Gronk fest.
Gronk.
Only Gronks can get us through this.
Gronks. Let's find one of my favourite Gronks if I can. Yeah, that one.
Graham Kettering Junction saying, "Get some BR Blue, please." I'm blue, guy, ba bee ba ba ba.
No, I hate that era.
You hit the era and the song.
I hate that song. 8, 6, 7, 3. Right, I'm going to put a locomotive on, and it's the claim to fame for this locomotive is this locomotive was on Great Model Railway Challenge, but it was not seen on screen. Ooh, because this was the locomotive that was opening and closing the caldera rim of the Dr. Evil layout. Will you stop messing about? I had it working. Get rid of me off the screen. People want to see the trains.
They want to see the tutus.
Yeah. And I had it all set. You've missed it. So
it's all right. I'm getting there now.
the cupboard monkey is messing about.
Where's the choo choo? Where's the choo choo?
There.
Ah.
So there we go. There's the Gronk.
I'll leave you to it.
Gronk. See that? Yeah. Let me know if anything changes. Where do I find out if I can take my car for its MOT tomorrow?
I don't know. I'll keep looking.
Yeah. Flymo Chairman 1 says, "Is this what August 1939 felt like?" I don't know. Well, they had the phony war, didn't they?
They had the ominous feelings, so yeah, quite possibly.
It was like, oh, it'll be over by Christmas and stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you now, this won't be 18 months. We're going to be dealing with some sort of outbreak again and again for 18 months, because even this is not going to stop the stupid.
Yeah. Zoe will be doing her gaming channel as well. I guess it's
more important than ever.
Never been so important. And will you be doing that daily?
Yes.
So there will be a daily gaming channel as well. We'll try and fit that in around other stuff. But you know, obviously the gaming community as well will be pulling together hopefully in this time. Tim Davis, yes, tea is essential. Mark Wilson, Jenny, would you consider buying any steampunk locos? Yes, I have them all on order. I like the idea of that off-the-wall type layout. Hardcore MOH, got any Thomas the Tank locos? I don't know. I'm of an age where when I was very young, the only Thomas the Tank Engine locos that existed were Thomas and Percy from Hornby. I had a Percy, but it's long since been given away, and who knows whatever happened to it. But never reinvested. You know, I kind of outgrew it a little bit. Deltic Junction, James. I'm glad that everyone in the YouTube family is going to keep me sane through these troubled times so far. Thank you for all that. And as I said, Ian Ryan says, Jenny, regarding the MOT, I think common sense might prevail if you were stopped. Well, I hope it would prevail. Yeah, I guess you could explain your way out of that, but there's no firm guidance on it. I don't even know if the garage will be open. I'm guessing the guys who run the garage have only just learnt, so they'll be in a position where it's like, are we an essential service or not? Wardle Road, yes, certainly you can post your Facebook page so it can show people what London is like tomorrow when it's all deserted. Yeah. Kev Alsabrook says, hi Jenny, DVLA website has not been updated yet. No problem. Like I said, anybody who is doing any of the big live streams, let us know. We will compile a kind of program guide for people who are on isolation. AD Pullen says, I've recorded up till November for my channel. Gosh, you are very well prepared. We still haven't recorded Wednesday's video of this week. I've done Fridays, just not Wednesdays. Colin Williams says, I live in a close of 12 houses. We have set up a WhatsApp group and are supporting us at risk. We have all set up our Christmas lights on until this is over to show the light at the end of the tunnel. That is a great idea, and I think one thing that we're going to see out from this is that communities are going to pull together, and maybe that's what we can take from this, is that the communities will come through. People will find their community spirit again. Right, somebody asked for the roar of a 20. I'm not going to send it round, but let's get the cacophony of sound. My Class 8 is, well, my controller has forgotten all the addresses for the loco. So we've got 8673. Well, kind of rendered speechless, I have to say. Weird, isn't it? Don't forget as well, keep in touch with loved ones via phone, via video apps. We've all got to support each other. Keith Buckley says, that layout I won as a prize playing footy all those years ago. I think it's time to get it up and running. Definitely. Hardcore MOH says, phone the police station and ask them. You'd be lucky to get through, to be honest, in this day and age. But yeah, Colin Williams, you are a star. Zed Mark Anthony, hi to you. You just missed the big news. The UK just went into lockdown. But Zed Mark Anthony, if you would post the link to your... wait a minute, no, I think Gamehammer Classic Gaming will have to do that. Or one of the mods will have to go back to the beginning of the chat to repost the link to the GoFundMe page. Zed Mark Anthony gave me permission to repost that. It's because he's been laid off due to coronavirus. He lives in New York, and it's so that he can buy food essentials. Yeah, I know Flyman Chairman won. What can we say? Norman Rowe. Yeah, we're going to try and do that. Wardle Road. Love the idea of a YouTube TD guide. Yeah, definitely. We've got to do that. we've got trains running. There's a class 20 and a class 8 with the sound going. Everybody loves the 37, so where is my 37 with sound? Oh, naughty train. Did you see that? It derailed just as I was doing something else. Thought I wouldn't notice. Right. So there we are. It's interesting actually, I'm putting the DCC concepts thing to the test. How many sound locos can I have up and running with sound on? What about first generation DMU with sound? Let's see what this bad boy does. It's interesting actually, we're not even pulling half an amp. Zed Mark Anthony says, thank you again, Jenny. You're absolutely welcome. I'm just least I can do to help. The work that Trainwell would bring me back up, but it's a matter when NYC allows us to open, which won't be until 2 months' time. FMR Station House, if we can build a guide together, we can pass it around the community for anyone who wishes to join live streams just to chat. Definitely, I think it's important to know when the live streams are, and we need to just we need to try and get that program guide out there, and hopefully all of the other YouTubers doing live streams will get added to it and also promote the list of like what's on this week. And we'll make that a thing. Every live stream, just make sure everybody knows what else there is going on. Ham Shackleton, well, a full lockdown will put a big crimp on the drug dealer's business. When has adhering to the law ever been a priority for drug dealers? Yeah, Gareth Waite. Absolutely right. Keep calm and carry on modelling, folks. Going adds 12:59. Late to the party, but yeah, it's weird days. Day the Earth stood still. Going as 12:59 says Prodigy Express should trip out at about 2 amps. Yeah, but I've got a power booster, which apparently will do 5 amps. Said Mark Anthony, so Jenny, all non-essential businesses are closed in the UK. I heard about Hatton stop shipping. I think it's safe to say they're all stopping shipping. I would suggest do not order anything now, mail order, unless you clarify that it will be processed, because you may get charged, but it may not ship for several months. So just a word of warning. Piccadilly Model Railway by John Warner. After latest announcement, Jenny, you are providing a national service to keep sanity. Thank you very much. There's a lot of people in the community doing just that. I think it's never been more important. Bob Patterson, and any of the group who do ON30 streams. Yeah, anything and everything. It doesn't even matter. Not even just UK based. Let us know American based streams, Australian based streams. All of these. Canadian Rail fan says, Jenny, you keeping me from going insane. Well, thank you very much. It's the least I can do. You know, the community has done a lot for me, and I just want to do something, putting something back in. So what I'm going to do, I don't know. I'm rendered speechless. Brian Marshall says all high street shops will be closed except those selling food, pharmacy, banks and post offices. Wardle Road says, and thanks for everyone who subbed. I'm 4 off 900. Well done. I suspect that at the end of this, a lot of the YouTubers who do live streams will have quite a much bigger following. Yeah, we've got to work together for the good of people at large. So it's not about empire building. It's not about seeing who can be the biggest dog in the pound. This is about doing stuff for the community. God, these are noisy. I never realised quite how annoying sound locos actually are. I've by and large stopped buying sound-fitted locos. It has to be said. Yeah, live in really interesting times. So let's change the angle there, the angle of the dangle. Yeah, Fat Wallet Boy 2. Feel sorry for the food banks and those who rely on them, definitely. Mark Holt, I can't watch the press conferences, so I don't have a license. Is it time for the license fee to be scrapped so we can receive live news and information? We don't watch live TV here. We're getting it all via online BBC News and stuff. Zed Mark Anthony, I'm going to work on making Thomas and Friends fan content again to keep me going and to hopefully entertain mobile rail fans and children doing this. Definitely, all the live streamers need to, if they can email Zoe, she did give out her email address. Also, you can send a message to the Jennifer Kirk Facebook page. Make sure it's the page, not my personal page, otherwise I won't get it, in all likelihood. But then we're going to try and put together a kind of program guide of live streams, when they're on, and roughly what sort of things they're covering. And just so that people who are stuck at home have an idea of what's on and when. Paul Weaver says, Jenny, you were a star. I feel humbled, but thank you very much. But I'm just doing what I can. Matt Maz 2, had to be done. Too many people just ignoring the clear advice. Absolutely right. Ian Ryan, I'm with you, Jenny, on non-sound. The soft clicking as the move around the track is a tad like rain on a tent roof. Very soothing, very much. Going down to 1259. What power booster you got, Jen? Is it the Gauge Master DCC 49? No, it is the DCC Concepts Cobalt Alpha 5 amp system. Russell Benton, sorry missed you tonight. Was watching the Boat Show Monday Club. Yeah, Wardle Road. London is going to be very empty tomorrow, definitely. Donald Thompson, postman have been classed as social workers. I have 3 local sub-offices, all corner shops. Will they be essential? I don't know. I think they're still working it out. Brian Moser says, do you have the O-Gauge NCB 7754? I do. It is a beautiful locomotive. I bought it at Alexandra Palace last year. And it is a really beautiful, model. FMR Station House, link for Jenny's Facebook, please. Let me just find that. So, even I have to search for it. How do I share this?
What do you need?
Need to sharing a link for the Facebook page.
I'll grab it. It's alright.
Yeah, I think, Brockwell Lane says maybe I should cancel my listings on eBay. I suspect that you're not going to be able to post them. Yeah, Fat Wallet Boy 2. Diesels with sound just don't work on a roundy layout as it turns into a constant drone. The steam locos do as well. In fact, if anything, the steam locomotives ever much more so. Oh, thank you very much, Brian Moss. That is a very, very kind of you. For an extra smoke box set, box number for mine. So we'll send you a set. Thank you very much.
There's your link in the comments now. The link to your Facebook page.
That's brilliant. Right, so the Facebook page has gone up there, so you can For the virtual model railway exhibition, send a message with the link to that page. Also, links to live streams as well. Brian Moser says post office is open. The trick is getting there, I suspect.
I'll be in the office. If people send stuff in, I'll start converting. If they want to send it later, that's fine too.
No worries. But yeah, also the other thing as well, if there's any small suppliers who want to promote their products, then just send a query as well. I'm always happy to review products, especially from smaller suppliers as well.
You are actually still broadcasting, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Michael McCarville, what about regular streams from the US? Is that too late if it is 6 hours ahead of London? No. Let us know about all of the streams.
We want to cover every minute of 24 hours.
And that's the thing. If you're bored in the middle of the night, sometimes a stream from the other side of the world is just what you need. And it's that human interaction, the human contact. That is the important thing. The more complete the list, the better. If we can have live streams that cover every minute of every day, then that will be great to be able to give people the flexibility to have this content that they can consume, that they can feel connected with the community. We're all in the same boat. Yeah, Leslie Gilpin. The US ones will go back to 7 hours behind UK at the weekend. Brian Moss says, I did 2 sets in case and both are okay, so no problem. Oh, thank you very much. Right, yeah, so we're getting some messages coming through now. That's brilliant. Evan Railway 2019. Hi Jenny, sorry I'm late. How are you? I'm a little bit speechless because basically the UK is on lockdown now, total lockdown, absolutely like massive lockdown. Flymo Chairman 1, that's brilliant. Would you be able to drop us, if you can, Zoe posted an email address. Would you mind posting a link to that on to Zoe's email address? And we will add that to the program guide. So I'm just looking at the time. There's a part of me wanting to ring my parents, to be honest. So I can probably leave you with... let's find a nice shot of the layout, and I'm going to go downstairs and call my parents and make sure they're okay. So I think that shot's one that shows more track. Most of that track, nothing's running on it particularly. I'll leave you with that shot. I'm going to go and call my parents. Ah, right, yes, Sparky 107 107. Somebody drop me the line and remind me of that as well. I need to put Sparky in the list as well. Oh, that blooming Locomotive again. Right, yeah, don't worry, FMR Station House, we'll add all them in. Yeah, Evan Railway 2090, yes, we're in lockdown, I'm very worried. Emma Kirk says, take care, Jenny, and you all take care too, as well. I'm going to leave you with that shot on screen. I'm going to come back. Yeah, Wardle Road, you're absolutely right. Hope everyone is okay, though. This is a strange time for everyone, and I'm worried it will get to the point where we don't remember the times before this happened. Combat Bunny, you're absolutely right. You're the man. You let everybody know. Please send a message to either Zoe or to the Facebook page, because after the stream, I'm not going to get a chance to go back and collate things just from the comments. So somebody please send me these details of other big live streams you know about. Send them either to Zoe's email address or to the Facebook. I'm just going to go and call my parents. So I will be back. I'm going to leave you with that shot on screen. But yeah, look, I'll be back in a moment.
Hey guys, Zoe here. I can't see many of your comments, but I'm going to try my best while Jen's on the phone to her parents. I think the best thing to do right now is not to panic. It's a shock, but I think we all knew, if we're honest with ourselves, that this was coming. So, let's see what the comments are. Evan Railway 2019 says, oh, where's it gone? Oh my goodness, it's good. It's jumping off. Wow, it's... Evan says, we can get through this. Let's all work together and do our bit. That is exactly the spirit. That's the spirit we need. We're going to be okay. It's like the messages that have been going around on Facebook for the last week or so. Our grandparents were called to go to war. We've been called to sit on the sofa and watch television. We can do this. We can do this. Oh my goodness. I've been running up and down the stairs and I am out of breath. So if I seem like I'm taking a lot of gaps between statements, that's why. Oh, excuse me. Still 166 in the room, said Isaac Govan. Yep, 166 people still here, which is great to see. Oh dear. Just like JFK, we will remember where we all were when the UK went into lockdown. We were on the Jenny Monday Club, says Melchester Model Railway. I wasn't. When the UK went into lockdown, I was playing Doom 64 downstairs. I was trying to save the world from monsters. And not doing a very good job of it, I have to admit. I'm not very good at that game. I'm on level 5. I bought it yesterday. Nice updated version of the N64 Classic. For $3.99, picked it up on Xbox One. Great game, really hard. So that's what I'll be doing during the lockdown, trying to get through this. So what else have we got? A lot of talk about trains. Can't really comment on trains because I don't know. I'm not a train person, I'm an aircraft person. Love the Cessna 172. Oh. So if you said it, I know a few people have already sent information on their live streams through to me, and I'll be working, once the stream's over later on, I'll be working to compile the first list of that and get that out. I've also started an announcement trying to get a lot of people in gaming to send me information as well, so I'll be doing their streams. Just trying. The most important thing is we need to keep everyone together, you know? And I know from personal experience that there will be people who live alone, and young or old, some people live alone for whatever reason, and the last thing we need during a lockdown is for them to get really, really lonely and despondent. So I think it's important that we all pull together and do these entertaining streams. And that's going to get us through this. That's what's going to get us through. We're going to get each other through this, regardless of anything else. Mark Holt says, not retro, but I've rediscovered my Xbox this week. Which Xbox, Mark? If it's the original Xbox, the big black one with the X on the top, then that is technically retro now. It's funny how time passes so quick. I remember when that was brand new and it was great. Piccadilly Model Railway says, Zoe, what is your email again, please? Zoe at zoerobinson.com. I'll type it into the chat. There you go. And, oh my goodness, guys. It's a shock. I think everyone was shocked. I knew this was coming. I have to admit, I knew it was coming, but it's still a shock. So I can't blame anyone who's a bit numb at the moment. Numb through shock or worry. I don't think we need to worry. The thing is, if you're healthy, you'll stay healthy by staying isolated. That's the point. We can't have people getting ill. Mark Wilson says he's getting his Spectrum, and oh my goodness, I need to get a Spectrum. I think my plans to get a Spectrum are on hold at the moment, but But yeah, my goodness. I'm being asked what this PS5 all about and what's the drama. I don't know. I'm a retro person. I don't come to a new console until a year or two after it's been released because I want to know which one is actually going to be the one that gets all the exclusives and all the nice games, so I don't go for them. Ah, Mark says it's Xbox One. Good choice. The Xbox One is actually good. It's not bad. A lot of people went for the PS4 instead, and that's why I got all the exclusives and all the great games, but Xbox One is good. I like it. I play Elder Scrolls Online, Star Trek Online. Recently I've been playing Doom 64, the new one, but it's all kinds on there. Oh my goodness. Rare replay on Xbox One. Playing Jetman and all, Jetpack even, on an Xbox instead of a Spectrum. So good. Ian's saying, I'm gonna dig the old Amiga 600 out. Oh my goodness, Ian, don't get Jenny started. She loves the Amiga. Yeah, there's a lot of rumbles about the PS5. I've seen what I hope is the dev kit version because it looks weird. It looks so weird, and I hope it turns out that that's the weird dev version like the original Xbox. The dev version is a giant silver X, which will look stupid in people's houses. Oh, so they got the big black box instead that looks like someone pumped a video recorder full of steroids. I hope the same thing happens with the PS5 because the last thing we need is something that looks like part of your jet engine is now sitting in your lounge. No one wants that. So let's have a look at the trend. What have we got in terms of trends? What's actually on the screen? I don't know. Oh, we're still looking at a bit that's got nothing on it. So let's move to another bit. Middle rear yard. Yeah, you can't see much here, but there's an awful lot of stuff around. And if I lean in, you can see my shadow there, just next to me. Got some trains coming in. I don't really know an awful lot about trains, I have to admit. But I do like the model. Ham Shackleton is saying, is there any way of downloading games onto a cassette for the Amstrad 464? Yes, there is. The best way, Ham Shackleton, is actually if you have one of those CD to tape adapters where you could plug a CD player into the cassette deck on an old car, then get one of them out and plug that in to your computer, to your PC. Download any of the .cdt tape files from cpc-power.com and run a program called cdt2wav. That will convert it to a WAV file, which you can then just play straight out onto that adapter and straight into the Amstrad. That's what I do. You could also record it to a cassette if you've got a way of linking up a cassette player. Robert Scott from Witham Model Railway says, the worst thing I ever did was sell my CPC 664. I used to love playing Sorcery. Sorcery is great. I was playing that the other day. I might actually do it tomorrow on one of the live streams. The BBC computer your teacher used to send you to other people's to collect on its mobile workbench. I loved the BBC. I loved making teletext stuff. It was great. Oh. Wouldn't mind a big V8 done up as a wood burner, says Flybird Chairman. Oh my goodness, yeah, with its exhaust running through a water heater. That would be a very interesting and that would be a very interesting way of heating water. Evan Railway says, do you play Grand Theft Auto, Zoe? I've completed every single Grand Theft Auto, except Grand Theft Auto 2, which I only bought last year and never got round to playing. So yeah, big fan of the Grand Theft Autos. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Lover of Manic Miner, says Jamie Smith. Manic Miner is so good. You know, I've been playing that since the mid-80s and I've still never finished it. Once you get to that Eugene's Lair, I can never get the timing right to get to the last, to get to the exit. It's just so annoying. It's just one of those things. You get the last of the items, and then Eugene drops down so quick and covers the exit, and then you can't get out. It's so annoying. I'll get it one day. I will get it one day. So what else have we got moving around? Tony Britton says, a good friend of mine has a 4-seater Rockwell Commander, which he keeps at Exeter. Oh, that sounds wonderful. A nice little 4-seater aircraft. That is fantastic. I love the idea of that.
Why is that one just... Oh, it's... The track's got dirty in it.
Oh,
so...
Jen's back.
Yeah.
What's up, Jen?
Well, the train that stopped.
There's a train stopped.
Yeah, the track's dirty a little bit, so it's... When it gets dirty, it gets slippery.
You love it. Dirty. Dirty.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch back to letting Jen talk, because Jen actually knows about trains.
Okay, isn't it?
It's a bit warm, yeah. Do you need another drink?
No, I'm good with that. But
Okay.
weird. But people are already arguing amongst themselves online about what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
The problem is that exercise is a bit of a nebulous cop-out.
To an extent. I mean, I'm not going to go out for exercise. The last thing I need is to actually get something horrible. Because you can imagine that, given that I've got lupus, I'll be taking up a hospital bed for months. So I'm going to stay out of the way. My exercise will be Wii Fit. And not eating sweeties.
Funnily enough, that's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah. I don't think they count as essentials, do they?
Nope.
But I need them. I need them.
I need my precious.
Right, guys, I'm going to pop back down to the office and start collating things again.
Yeah, I need to put a post out requesting... What's your email address that they send it to?
Zoe@zoerobinson.com. I've put it into the chat a few times now.
Yeah, zoe@zoerobinson.com.
Yes,
Right, I need to share that with a request for information.
Yeah, go for it. I've already got a message out on the gaming groups as well. We're doing the same thing there. Love you lots. See you later.
You too.
Sure you don't want a cup of tea?
Yeah, I'm sure. 6114. Let me just get this started. Okay. 6114. So, we live in interesting times, people, do we not? Yeah. Right. So it's... I just need to post something online and then let's have a look. Now that Zoe has thrilled you with her computer talk, it always comes to that. Right, sorry about the delay, people. Just sending a few messages out to try and get that program guide sorted out. So, where are we up to? 173 people in the chat. Don't forget to like it, share it too. Brian Mazza says on Twitter, Rails are saying they're staying open for mail order only. So we just have to check out on. I will try and get a hold of Oliver Davies at some point. I suspect at the moment everything's up in the air anyway. In the next couple of days we'll get better understanding. But essentially, if you're not considered a key worker, how do you get into work? That's the thing. You can't. It's getting into work that could be the issue. So we'll see how that pans out and develops. But I suspect that that's going to prove largely impractical for a great many companies. But hopefully we'll get the news out to you as and when we find out. But yeah, I've just been speaking to Jack Morgan from Hatton's, and they kind of suspected that something like this was coming, but I think the speed with which it's happened has taken even them by surprise. So again, it's an ever-changing, ever-fluid situation in terms of the information, is all I can say on that front. Yeah, a birthday slot, maybe like on Saturday morning kids TV. It was my birthday on the 15th, but my birthday got cancelled because essentially there's no way of getting a family get together. Graham MCK, I'm a support worker and trying to keep the guys I work with inside is hard at the best of times. All this will throw up some difficult days ahead. Absolutely right. Evan Railway 2019. Jenny, could you run a Gronk, please? We did have a Gronk going round. It's one of those things. It's a bit tricky to replace. Although actually, I can take you off. So yeah, let's get a Gronk going. So Gronk, Gronkity, Gronkity, Gronk. Let's have a look. What Gronk shall I put on? 08243. So, let me go in the other way. Hey! What do you think you're doing, you deceitful train falling off the track? No. Oh, it re-railed itself. Isn't it amazing? Is it the moment you're doing something? Come on, just get in the damn track. Right, it's 4273. Right. I have to back this up now and pick up the rest of the train because it deceitfully decided to fall off the track whilst I was busy putting a Gronk on. Oh, that didn't sound healthy. Oh my word. Huh. It's actually showered wagons all into the tunnel. Typical, isn't it? The least accessible part of the layout, and there are wagons strewn about in there. I could hear actually that they were grazing on other tracks. I've got this fear actually of there being like a wagon that many years later I discover off the rails somewhere inside the tunnel. I think think I've got them all. Right. Right, anyway, let's get back to that Gronk 8243. Whoa. Is that you? Right, there should be a Gronk going round now. There we are. Gronk. Oh, come on, behave yourself. It's not running quite a while. So, give it a bit more beans. Right, Jenny's Gronk Gar, this is J94. Night all, be safe, says Ian Ryan. You take care now. Deltic Junction, James. Night Ian, stay safe. Evan Rower 2019. I was looking forward to meeting you in Ali Pally for the show. I think quite a few people were. Quite a few people looking forward to meeting a fair few YouTubers who normally congregate there. But Melchester Model Railway. Hi Jenny, can you do a shunting episode sometime? We can certainly try, I guess. Happy belated, Jenny, says Norman Rowe. Thank you very much. Flat Wallet Boy 2 says very nice clickety clack noises there. Right, I'm looking at the time. I'm gonna have to. I'm in two minds actually whether I ring up work and see whether they need extra people in tomorrow. Oh, they're saying that. I don't know. We live in weird times. I don't know what to do. So look, I'm going to say to you all, don't forget to stay safe. Send in those details not only of your model railways for next Sunday's show, but also, is it going to actually work? Come on. Yeah, there we are. I'm back on screen. So send in all your details for links to YouTube videos or your YouTube videos of your model railway for next Sunday's model railway exhibition, the virtual one, and also send me details of other live streamers that are out there. We need times, we need usernames, so we can collate that into a program guide. So we want all of the big hitters that are out there that people watch, that people know about. And let's get that program guide disseminated far and wide so people know what's on and when. You need to all stay safe, take really good care of yourself. And Wardle Road is up tomorrow at 7:45, I believe, with a live stream. So you can catch your live streaming goodness there. FMR Station House is also... Why has that just stopped? Deceitful thing has decided to stop. I don't know what's going on there. It's just suddenly stopped dead. Let me just kill the power to it anyway. Strange enough, the handset has forgotten the number until I type it in. So... completely dead. I will have to investigate that. But anyway, yeah, just you take really good care of yourself. And... well, we live in really, really interesting times. I'm rendered almost speechless. I don't know what to make of the present situation. This is unprecedented. I talked to my parents. They were unaware. They were watching Endeavour on one of the satellite TV channels. I said, you do know we're in lockdown? No. It's like, yeah, we are. Oh, we'll best check the news. So yeah, take really good care of yourself. This is me, Jenny Kirk, saying we are going to get through this. So stay with me, stick with me. And we can do this, people. Take care, bye for now.